Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Juneteenth 2023. This sports program starts right now.
Sports!
Our happening in sports are a great depiction of why our society being united as one is such a beautiful thing. We get a chance to witness people from all different backgrounds, all different classes of life, all different ethnicities and religions and everything come together for one common goal in battle. And whenever the world was about to be torn apart by its seams just a couple years ago, whenever there was people rioting and literally race riots were taking place in the United States of America a couple years back, all any of us that have ever been involved in the NFL or any other sport kept saying is we hope that the locker room will ooze out into public, because what happens in the locker room is a beautiful place. You don't have to agree with somebody on every single facet of life to be able to look at a goal and say, hey, we need to go ahead and do this. And I believe the world is getting much, much better than it was in 1865, which is when Juneteenth came to be. It was in Galveston, Texas, whenever Union General Gordon Granger. And I want to say from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, but he's not from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, although Pittsburgh is from the north. Let's remember that.
That's right.
Okay, let's remember that. Gordon Granger rolls into Galveston, Texas to let them know, hey, the North won. Slaves are free. 2 years after, obviously, 1863, whenever it took place. And I do believe from then to now, we have certainly made incredible progress. But we are not done, obviously. There's a much better world that we all aim to shoot for. And on this Juneteenth, it's not a bad thing, which is a holiday that, I think we all just learned about within the last couple of years.
Oh, yeah.
I asked a couple of my very black friends. I said, hey, how come y'all motherfuckers never told me about Juneteenth?
Oh, isn't this the thing?
I feel like an asshole here, you know, like the internet's telling me I'm a fucking bad white. You know what I mean? They're saying, hey, I'm a bad guy.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And they're like, well, to be honest, I was just learning about it as well. I said, all right, well, I'm happy that we're all learning about it. Hope that it brings a time wherever we can continue to look to what the future could be, which is perfect, although we are gaining strides on that every single day. There's always going to be assholes. Let's remember that. Everywhere. Every race. Everywhere there's going to be assholes. We cannot let them be the ones that define us. No. We got to be defined by the majority that are good, and we keep moving forward to have a good time. Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth.
The Toxic Table here is here, obviously, at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer,
Dahn.
Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And there was a lot that happened in the sports world this weekend. Hey, listen, this U.S. Open was fantastic. I think that the internet was cooking the Los Angeles Country Club, and I didn't know that the Los Angeles Country Club was trying to be the Augusta of California pretty much. Now, that would make sense that in the middle of Beverly Hills, sitting on an $8 billion piece of land.
Yes, sir.
A golf course was able to remain kind of anonymous whenever all the celebrities and influencers and everybody was basically living right on the outside of the entire course. We had heard about the Playboy Mansion. Did I have any fucking clues on a golf course called the LACC? No
idea.
No cell phones, must wear a sports coat after like 6 p.m. in the building, not allowed to talk about it, not allowed to post about it, not allowed to do anything. $250,000 to become a member, but that's only after you're accepted to become a member, in which there are not a lot of people that get to do that. I had no idea that was the case. So whenever it started coming out that these guys bought half of the general admission tickets to themselves, it makes a little bit of sense if you think about it as the Augusta of California. This is their first time getting exposed to the world. You think they wanted a bunch of people just fucking walking all over their place?
Absolutely not.
People didn't even know we existed for a long time. This is the middle of stars. This is where everything is kind of made popular. In this place, nobody even knew about it. Right in the fucking middle of Beverly Hills.
Debut.
Hollywood Hill, right there. Golf course. How did none of us see us? Not even allowed to fly a fucking drone or helicopter over top of this thing. So they bought up half the general admission. They sold all the other stuff to a bunch of corporate people. People are saying that the atmosphere and the vibe for a U.S. Open wasn't good enough. Although on 18, I think whenever they let them run up to the green and it was completely circled around it, Wyndham Clark had a pretty good vibe there. I actually thought to myself, man, I hope this guy, this is the moment.
Gets it done.
They were telling his story about his mom passing away and how he basically had to quit golf or almost thought about quitting golf forever because how negative everything was. He started at 3 years old swinging a stick. At 6, he had his first hole-in-one. This is a prodigy. The pressure of golf had been on Wyndham Clark for his entire life, actually. And he almost quit, almost left, couldn't do it anymore after his mom passed away. And then here we are. 1 stroke lead, 18th hole. Bunch of yups, Marty Fish included.
So many of them.
Circling the green.
All over.
They were a little chirpy, too, some of the fans.
Yeah, mathy a
Little
bit.
mathy, little L.A., California mathy.
Yeah, I'd
You
say.
get smacked in the mouth if those weren't golfers, some of you. Some people are laughing at some people missing putts.
Yeah.
I wish some of those guys, hey, come here. Pow!
Yeah, Ricky.
Yeah, there was
Right in the fucking mouth.
there was some chance early in the week. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I respect a little, gamesmanship.
Sure. Yeah, some
A little jocularity.
Yeah.
Popularity.
But it's golf.
It's golf.
It's golf.
At LACC, nonetheless.
But imagine him one-stroke lead going onto the green here. Need to two-putt, long way, 60-some feet or whatever. And that entire place just circles him. And there's him dipping down, and there's going to be a sick photo of just like all these humans trying to line on the outside of the sand trap, falling, getting pushed into the sand trap. There's going to be a great photo there. And that motherfucker rolls it to a foot.
Yep. Unreal.
Unbelievable. Just the gut sack, the courage, and the ability to kind of compartmentalize nerves and feelings. He was probably thinking about his mom the entire time. And I couldn't even fathom before the tap-in, like, Mom, this one's for you almost. Like, I'm getting kind of choked up for it. And then you see him do the entire, I thought it was a magical moment. I don't know why everybody was kind of bashing it on the internet. I loved watching golf this weekend. And shout out to me learning about a new golf course. And shout out to Ricky Fowler playing great golf, not being able to get it done.
Yep.
Rory playing great golf, not being able to get it done. And Wyndham Clark, a guy that I didn't know about, but had been trending well going into the U.S. Open allegedly.
He was 30th in the world before the Open. Now he's 13th.
Okay, so trending upwards, obviously. Nice to learn about him, his story, and watch golf all fucking weekend, Ty.
Yeah, it was the absolute best. And you're right. Like, the thing that pisses me off about the course is early in the week, everyone is talking about, like how much they like the course and like, oh, it's not like typical U.S. Opens. This is different. This is good. Like, we're having a good time watching it. And then because the winning score was 10 under, like I saw a bunch of people bitching that the 18th hole, the fairway is 58 yards wide, and that's the biggest in.
Hey, Wyndham needed it.
And he needed it, exactly.
I mean, he took that thing from left
to the
side,
other one.
150 feet, right side. I mean, he went strong side there.
But like, if you look at that course, like all the stuff around the greens and everything, like it was incredibly tough. These guys just played well, and I just hate how, like, when it suits your narrative, you can bash on the course and say it's too easy. And then on Sunday, when guys are actually playing, and like, I mean, shit, we talked about it off air. Like, the Wyndham Clark had that bogey save on the par 5 where he was in that really, really thick stuff. Like, if he gets an 8 there, like everyone expects him to kind of do, he loses the tournament. But he had just time and time again, like, where you thought he was going to falter, he just kept coming up, making big shots. And it's like, I don't know why people can't appreciate that more as opposed to like, oh, the course, it's not difficult enough. Like, the winner needs to be shooting 3-4
Justin
under.
Thomas shot an 81.
Yeah.
I think it was hard. I think it was a tough course. I think people, had some shots that we expected out of a U.S. Open. There were some divots and some duffs and some fluffs and some misses. Sure. I mean, there was a lot of those all weekend, which is great, and I'm happy they got to show them. I think the commentary, too, the way...
Oh, yeah, people were killing
That was
Paul
interesting.
Azinger big time.
that kind of sets the mood, though, for everything.
Paul's not
sure.
the most positive guy of all time.
Yeah, but that's a terrible shot he said a couple of times.
Several times.
Pretty easy to mute.
It's like, all right, is it? Yeah, but you shouldn't have to.
I know, I
Because a
agree.
part of golf is the, like the whole,
the sound.
That is golf, the experience of golf. It's an afternoon nap delight.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't understand all
I
that.
think people are just so used to Nance and Faudo, who are both very, very good, that when they get compared to anybody else, it's hard.
Old Cuzzy that does it sounds like Nance. Now,
He's good. The
This
play-by-play-
guy sounds like Nance.
Dude on the left?
the guy that's doing the play-by-play.
Yeah.
I think he's on the right.
Right side?
Yeah, he had a three-piece on. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, he had three-piece.
Looking clean.
He did.
Yeah.
He sounds like Nance, though, I think, which I don't know if he would take that as a compliment or not.
I'd assume
But
so.
I always like, oh, is this Nance? Nance getting money from everybody. I mean,
Yeah, that's a compliment.
Nance able to do it. I think it should be. I don't know how he views it. I think he does a great job. But the other one, they were burying the crowd, though. Is it because the crowd was a bunch of, like, you'd hear the assholes more because there wasn't as many people in the crowd? Like, what do you think it was? I do wonder.
Yeah, it feels like they almost made it like the Super Bowl, because you always mention how the Super Bowl is a lot of like businesses and corporations and people from places to go and watch it. And if that's what the country club was doing, was giving it to those types of people, then maybe it was kind of, sooty, if you will. But also last year in Massachusetts, there were so many clowns out for the U.S. Open last year that it was, no matter what, there was going to be a step down, unless they did it at like an Oakmont in Pittsburgh or a town similar to Boston.
Yeah,
whereas
it's a little bit
LA.
different than Boston.
Yeah, a little bit.
I didn't think it was that bad, though. I enjoyed watching it. Shout out to Golf Care. carrying us through another weekend.
You needed it.
Shout out to Father's Day. Shout out to all the dads out there. They got a chance to get celebrated because of something that they played a very little part in, which a shout out.
Yeah, shout out.
I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
My wife was like, Happy Father's Day. I'm like, well, it's because this is kind of like.
Sure.
You know what? You're right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're right.
I am a father.
I mean, without you, literally not possible.
Right.
Yep.
Like, and you had to do a lot
But
of.
without you, also not possible.
I guess. I mean, now that we've been through it, I used to say that a lot. I used to be like, hey, don't you forget, like, you're a dad.
You're part of this. Yeah.
I used to say it to my friends. Like, not really, though. When you support system, for sure.
Absolutely.
Nurturing, caring.
Right.
There you go.
But boy, us not carrying the baby.
That's a nice.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Mother's Day, 1000X. Compared.
Needs to be.
for sure.
I watched a stand-up comedian this weekend on the Instagram. I forget his name. He said, I did the research. He said Mother's Day is the number 2 celebrated holiday, basically in America. He said Christmas is 1, Mother's Day is 2. So it's Jesus, then your mama. He said your dad, 20.
Yeah.
And then he started listing off. holidays.
Arbor Day was like 19, 18.
Flag Day, I think, was in there somehow.
President's Day.
It was boom. It was just like listed off in this whole thing, and I'm like, I appreciate that that's a fact, because at this stage, like yesterday, I was trying to tell my wife, who's been kicking so much ass through this whole thing, I'm like, please do not feel obligated. Like, this is not. We are way too early in this game to be doing this, and she did, and it was cool to kind of be a dad now. And I got a lot of text messages from a lot of people that I appreciate in my life, and people that I look up to as fathers with how they go about doing their work and being a dad and being able to balance that and judge that. People that I've sent questions to, like, hey, when this happens, should I feel like a terrible human whenever this takes place or whatever? Got a lot of messages, a lot of, hey, happy first Father's Day with full speeches about what, I should be thinking about and what I need to do. So I make sure that I create and are a part of producing a valuable member to society. Not just, it was cool. Yesterday was a cool day that I couldn't have expected, and I hope everybody had an incredible one. Got to see my old man, made a pizza with the old man.
There you go.
Yeah, it was a cool day.
Good pizza.
Yeah, Tim also, his first grandfather's day, I guess. Is that a day? Father's Day, probably.
I would assume there's a grandparents' day.
Yeah, somewhere.
But
That's
That might be 45th.
That's way
Yeah.
down totem. Tim with the baby is awesome to watch. You know what I mean? It is really, really cool to watch him with the baby, because I've never seen him interact, I don't think, with anything that is like, he didn't have a daughter.
Yeah.
Tim's super outdoorsman, trucker. I mean, so watching my dad with this little baby girl, whenever she squeezed on his finger and everything, it's just like, it was a cool day yesterday, and I hope everybody experienced that. And shout out to all the dads. And the people whose fathers have passed away, I understand it could be a tough 24 hours and a tough kind of remembrance whenever you hear everybody else talk about it. Celebrate the good times, I hope, I hate that is a part of this world. And we hate that we have to do it. Anytime we have to do a moment of silence, we hate it.
Yep.
We hope we never have to do it again.
Exactly.
And there's a genuine hope in this room that we never have to do it again.
For sure.
I'm not good with dealing with my friends passing. I've had numerous friends pass away, family members pass away from whenever I'm very young all the way through it. I'm not good at it. I always just try to channel like what the celebration of that person would be, what that person would be like at this situation. And I understand that fathers can be a little bit different. So shout out to all the people who lost their fathers and had to go through the internet yesterday of everybody giving love. But I hope you got a chance to celebrate them in their thoughts, in the memories and everything as well. Beautiful weekend, great weekend. Football started. It happened.
Yeah, here we go.
Football happened a lot this weekend. There was some big time news around that Stephon Diggs conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Michael Lombardi jumps in with the fucking Leslie Frazier's out of there because Sean McDermott called the plays for the 13-second drive that led to the lose. And then he told him, I'm calling plays again. Leslie Frazier said, I'm not doing that. And then Sean McDermott said, well, you can leave. And then,
whoa.
And he did.
And he left.
The Lombo Bombo.
That's pretty much what Lombo said, right?
Yes.
He said, I tell you on my podcast Thursday, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, maybe.
The newsletter.
He said, I'm like, we were all like,
comment.
Hey, remember, Leslie just kind of got sick of it and ran out of town. He said, I'm not doing it anymore. And he just leaves. The internet responded this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody agreed with Lombo or believed Lombo,
No.
But that is a story that none of us really talked about ever. When it happened, we was kind of like, oh, Leslie Frazier must be trying to take a break or something. We hope that nothing happened in his family. That's an added wrinkle to the Stephon Diggs situation that has seemingly been cleared.
Yeah.
They handle adversity well up there. That was proven.
Yeah.
Has been proven last year.
Multiple times.
Seems like they're doing it again this offseason. When is this just going to be smooth sailing up there?
Well, it feels like maybe never. It's crazy that the teams they've had haven't gone on to, the success that they were hoping for. Obviously, very good teams, but I think it was surprising for all of us because we talked to Bean, we talked to Josh, we talked to Poyer, we talked to McDermott, and the culture feels
Noxie,
Mitch Morse, Vaughn,
Gabe Davis,
so many Micah, so many Bills players, and they all seem to be on the same page. So
love it.
Yeah, they love it. And everything from the outside looking in, like remember when they were dancing in the snow before one of the playoff games that they were having, everything seemed to be perfect for Buffalo. So I think when Lombo said that, it just was out of left field, and I don't know
well,
if
and
anybody.
it follows the Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, true.
So it's like 3-4 days worth of
back to back.
What's going on in Buffalo?
Yes.
So the internet has responded. They have said mostly that they don't believe that. I think Lombo has said that he's 1,000% sure of that. So we'll have Lombo on again.
Yeah,
we will have Lombo on again at some point. But this is what he said about the Leslie Frazier situation. And listen to us kind of get very surprised that he's just dropping this out of nowhere.
I think they have a lot of things going on. Let's go back to Leslie Frazier's departure, the defensive coordinator, right? Sean McDermott wants to call the defensive plays. And Leslie Frazier was in charge of that. Now, let's even go further back. 13 seconds in Kansas City, McDermott took over the play calls on that drive that resulted in a field goal. Ooh. That didn't sit well with Leslie. The next year, he kept calling the defense. But this year, McDermott wants to call the defense. And Leslie, for whatever reason, he said, no, look, that was the agreement we had. So he decided to leave and take his sabbatical. And so I think there's a little bit of an undercurrent there.
Hey, have you said this publicly before, what you just said there?
I said it on my podcast. Yeah, I said it on my podcast on the GM Shuffle. I said it on, what day?
Thursday.
I think Thursday. I think I said it yesterday or Friday or Monday. I forget. I lose track of the days.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different days they potentially said it there with a lot of different times. That's the first time I'm hearing that.
Breaking news.
That's why you put it on the ticker.
True.
So that's real.
Oh, yeah.
Like he just said that out of nowhere. We're hoping everything's okay up there, though.
Yeah.
T's and P's.
We love the Buffalo Bills, but he said that on Friday. A lot of drawback on the internet. I feel like we're going to become a show of, letting people know how people react to things that are said on this particular program. Because I know there's going to be some people that will refuse to watch us once the
for sure
transition to ESPN happens. Mm-hmm. I understand that. There's people that made that abundantly clear. There's going to be a lot of motherfuckers that are going to be watching the show. Okay?
True.
With the layout that is currently still, so what we knew was ESPN's YouTube, ESPN Plus, and the ESPN app.
Right.
And then we knew there could be some replays on ESPN 2, ESPN News, ESPN Ocho. Mm-hmm. That has all been a very fluid conversation still. And there's different avenues opening up.
Okay.
Yeah. For the good of all parties. Whenever you do a deal with somebody, especially if you're able to kind of have open, flowing communication, and if you're the one doing it too, by the way, it makes it a lot easier to be able to be like, hey, also, this could be a cool thing, I think, for you guys and for us, it would help out, but for the sake of the entire team. So I think we're going to be in a lot of places.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
I think a lot of people are going to see us, and I think everything we say is going to be heard.
Okay.
So with that... there's always going to be the equal and opposite reaction to things.
For sure.
And I can't wait to have to do what we have to do, what we just did right there, where we're like, hey, we're just letting you know the person that told us that does not give a fuck what you say.
At all.
1,000% sure of it. Yep. And he'll probably be on this week again to reiterate the fact or with more facts. And I can't wait for that entire dynamic with our show, just being on a constant one of these, because we are a crew that gives in a lot. And if we're wrong, we'll say it.
Of course.
We've been wrong.
Yeah,
many times.
all the time.
A couple times, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of times where we have to be wrong because we're giving 4 different examples that if one of them is, the other 3 are wrong.
Yep,
exactly.
So we're wrong all the time. We will admit it. But when we feel good about something, we're gonna probably dig our heels.
Yeah, get loud about it.
Yeah, we are. Could have potentially happened with a guest that we were maybe going to have today.
Yep.
Mm-hmm, sure.
Will not be having, I don't believe.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and the other thing about Lombardi?
Cookie crumbs.
Potentially having. Hey, that's a whole nother thing. You people burying us about being sellouts and everything. I understand why you're saying what you're saying because it feels like you understood where we're going into works a little bit better than maybe I did with some of the people. Mm-hmm. Like people that are publicists for people, trying to book people on shows. Those conversations, I had no idea how those went between publicists and show hosts. I will let everybody know, though, that the way they might have once sounded, they will never sound like that again. At least here with us.
In this building.
It will be a detriment to our show, though. We will lose out.
Some guests.
We will lose out on some guests because of it.
Sure.
But I ain't ever having somebody say, you're allowed to ask one thing about this, you're allowed to ask one thing about this, and then we need 4 things about this. That's not real. How's that happen? How has that been accepted? How does that person even think they're allowed to fucking do that to somebody that hosts the show and has their own interview and has their name on the fucking show? That's good. I don't even know how that has become a thing, but I know for the good of everybody, I'm going to try to stamp that out so the next generation doesn't have to expect that as something that is real, because it's not. That is not real. You've never done an interview. You are booking somebody in an interview. You are booking somebody into a conversation. You suck at conversation. I would assume when people talk to you, they think to themselves, you're a bad conversation. So why do you think you should be driving conversation for anybody? And that's a conversation we had this morning.
And it wasn't the first or the last time.
Nope. But just know.
Sorry about it.
This is the new norm. Joining us now, new norm. This guy is the NBA insider of tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
He is from the Stadium, The Athletic, FanDuel TV, and I believe he owns ShamSharaniaLunch.com.
He does.
An absolute dog who's incredibly handsome, who has all the news and inside information for the association that had some big breaking news this past weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, Sham Sharania.
Hey, Shammy!
Shams, what's going on?
Oatmeal today type of day. That's the type of day it is this week. Next week with free agency, that's the type of day it is. We're just putting forks in the oatmeal today.
Hard hat, lunch pail, fork in oatmeal.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely love it, chums. There's a lot going on. Let's dive into the biggest news of the weekend, although I heard that Draymond Green just maybe broke some news as well. We'll get into that afterwards. Chris Paul allegedly has been traded from the Suns to the Wizards for Bradley Beal and some other pieces. Now, Chris Paul was allegedly the reason why the deal was held up, because I was told that he is going to play in Phoenix or Los Angeles. So I'm getting traded to D.C. was a wild part of this entire thing. What do we know? How do we get here? Beal's going to the Suns. What else do we know?
Is that PM sources right now? Just drop them.
No, that was Wendy. Wendy said that. Wendy said that last week on the program. Wendy. Hey, have you ever talked to him? Do you know each other?
I do know Brian Windhorst. Brian Windhorst holds a special place in my heart.
Hell yeah.
I feel like he found me early. That's all I'll say. He found me early.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
He came in here and did an entire tribute speech to AJ Hawk, first thing he said. So he won us over quickly. But he said that he believes Chris Paul would only play in Phoenix or LA where his family is. So when he gets traded to Washington, I think we're all pretty surprised. What do we know? Where are we going?
Yeah, I mean, it's sensible. I mean, either he was going to go back to Phoenix on a minimum contract, or he was end up going to the Lakers or the Clippers, and that pathway is still open. So yeah, Beal gets traded for Chris Paul, Landry Shamet, 2 guys that were not going to be back on the Suns. So the Suns basically got Bradley Beal for a handful of second-round picks as well as a couple of draft pick swaps. So not a bad deal. I mean, on paper, it looks like a no-brainer. But for the Wizards, their hands were really tied because Brad Beal had a no-trade clause in the NBA. There have been, I think, 10 players in league history ever to have a no-trade clause. So that essentially let Bradley Beal pick his destination. And the Wizards had better offers, but they ended up going with the Suns. That's where Bradley Beal wanted to be. He chose that team, and everyone recruited him. Matt Ishbia, the owner, James Jones, the president of the team, Frank Vogel, the head coach, Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, all hitting him up, all telling him, we want you in Phoenix, and he ends up going there. Now, Chris Paul, his future is a little bit more up in the air because now the one thing is, I think, Pat, Chris Paul is the big winner in all this. He was only guaranteed $15 million for next season. Now he's guaranteed his full $30.8 million. So yesterday was a $15 million day for Chris Paul on top of the 15 he already had owed to him. So I feel good about Chris Paul.
For Washington?
I think we should all feel good. Well, either Washington will pay him out or whatever team they trade him to will give him that full $30.8 million. So if he just got waived by Phoenix, he would have only ended up with $15 million. So, on this show, we love when people get paid. So Chris Paul yesterday got his $30 million in the bank. And I think now what you're going to see is the Wizards are going to talk to the Clippers. I think they're going to talk to the Warriors. They're going to talk to a couple teams. here and see if there's a fit for them, if there's a trade potentially that can get done for Chris Paul to go back to the West Coast.
Okay, well, congrats on the 30 mil, Chris.
Yeah.
I believe he's got a book coming out as well. Good luck on the book launch. Excited for him for that whole thing. So in Phoenix, it'll be Devin Booker running point there. Bradley Beal will be shooting guard. How will that whole thing work? Or do you think they bring in a point guard to kind of distribute to all the shooters? A lot of weapons there now all of a sudden, right? A lot of guys that take a lot of shots.
Lot of weapons for sure. And DeAndre Ayton will be your fourth best player on this team, and we'll see if he's going to be there. I do think one thing, Pat, that has happened since this trade is Phoenix has been getting a lot of calls on DeAndre Ayton in the last 12 to 18 hours. Teams seeing if now DeAndre Ayton is a little bit more attainable. So we'll see if he's going to be back on the team or not next year. But as of right now, I do think Devin Booker is going to play a lot of time at point guard. But there's a weird flexibility with this team. I mean, Devin Booker can bring the ball up. Bradley Beal can bring the ball up. Kevin Durant can bring the ball up. Like, these guys can all play make.
Yep, that's right.
Frank Vogel. Matt Ishbia. Matt Ishbia was point guard on Michigan State.
Boom.
Could he?
Hell yeah.
Player, owner.
Jackie Moon.
Yep.
Get the funk
Get the gorilla
out of my
play.
face. Get the funk out of my face.
Get the funk.
Get the gorilla out there, maybe. You know?
Oh, hey, I saw a highlight reel of that motherfucker on the internet this weekend. He is a dog. That
can
gorilla.
ball.
Oh, yeah.
That's like, now, they posted a picture of me with my eyes closed.
Yeah, that was not
Completely,
cool.
you know, it was not my greatest day, but I was at altitude.
What's the reason for that?
Bright flash.
It was
You were
a breakdown.
blinking.
I think
Phoenix
it was
Sun-
late at night. It was late
At least
at
they
night.
I was
didn't edit your eyes
tired.
open.
Yeah.
I was tired.
It was mid-blink.
Well, and also, like, the way Ishbia runs his business, you know, they brought in one of those big lamp lights.
Yep, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like DJ Khaled had when he was jumping off his boat this weekend. I don't know if you saw that. Had another little boat that had a lamp light on it.
Exactly.
That's real. That happened this weekend.
That's awesome.
It was sick.
I love that.
But that's what Ishbia did. Ishbia brought in their social media. I've never seen it before. I'm like, holy shit, is this the 30s or is this the most awesome thing of all time?
Right.
14 lamp lights. So when that photo went, and the gorilla's obviously,
Got his eyes.
you know, not going to get it. So it was bright. Also, I was high as fuck, Shams. I mean, I was
There you
so.
go. You buried the lead. You buried the lead.
Yeah, also bright
Okay.
flag.
Very bright.
Okay, let's stay in the West, though. You just broke news. Draymond Green declining his $27.5 million player option to rejoin the Golden State Warriors. That's via Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul telling Shams Charania. So he's going to get more money than that, or he's just looking to go somewhere else because the young crew and he are actually fist fighting each other, so much so that Steph Curry has to say, if you want to fucking win, get on the bus. If you don't, stay off. What is the deal here? Where's he go?
So it's a little bit more of a formality because this is what's going to happen with Draymond Green. Is he's going to get a more lucrative contract, more years. The Warriors want to re-sign Draymond Green to a multi-year contract. I reported that right after the Warriors season ended. I think when the punch happened last year, there was a lot of talk. Is this the end for Draymond Green with the Warriors, etc.? Are they going to run it back? The Warriors want to bring Draymond Green back. I think you're looking at a multi-year deal for Draymond Green, potentially to go back. I don't know if it'll reach $27.5 million per year, but he's going to be in line for a lucrative deal. The thing is, though, is between now and free agency, when it begins June 30th, July 1, there's other contenders that are going to come into competition with the Warriors for Draymond Green. We know statistically he's not going to put up double-doubles, and he's not going to be a guy that's going to wow you statistically. But this is a guy that we know, four-time champion. He does a lot of stuff in terms of leadership. He does a lot of stuff on the court that goes beyond the stat sheet. And you know what I'm curious about is which young team takes a run at Draymond Green, a guy that can really come in and change the culture. He's one young team with talent. I'm curious to see who ends up.
So Dylan Brooks is trying to be Draymond Green. Okay, allegedly. That's what everybody's telling me. I don't know Dylan Brooks personally, aside from the fact he had a nice black tank top on, and it seemed like to be a very well-dressed man who pissed off every human on earth.
Yep.
And then he also made LeBron James go bananas as if he was 24 years old again.
Yep.
That's what I know about Dylan Brooks. They say he could be that Draymond Green type guy, though. So you're saying Draymond Green to Memphis. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying, I mean, Memphis is the mold for sure of the type of team that I think Draymond Green. I mean, think about it. If you're young, you're up and coming, you've got leadership voice potentially on your roster. I mean, Draymond Green, you can slide him in there. I mean, Sacramento, they just lost to the Warriors. A team like, I'm not saying the Kings I've mentioned, but like that's the mold of a team, young, up and coming, has a lot of potential. And if you're able to slide him in, we've heard Damian Lillard talk for years about wanting to play with Draymond Green. And so I'm just saying there's a lot of potential for Draymond Green, I think, in this marketplace, either going back to the Warriors on a fresh new contract. And I think Draymond Green, he spoke right after the season ended. I want to retire with the Warriors. I want to be here the rest of my career. But now you're a free agent. We'll see what happens.
All right. Well, good luck to everybody. I hope Draymond Green gets another massive deal. Love seeing players get paid, Shams. Love seeing it. His podcast's great, too. Going to get paid for that.
For sure.
Speaking of podcasts, Ben Simmons, who runs Spotify's sports podcast and is one of their executives, it came out that Zion, from a good source of Ben Simmons, Zion would not be on the Pelicans by Thursday, is what his source is telling him inside the New Orleans Pelicans facility. We've heard a lot of rumblings here, and obviously you said maybe Brandon Ingram to Charlotte is more of a conversation than Zion last week whenever we chatted with you. But since then, I've seen the internet say Pelicans and Zion don't really have any communication right now.
Jeez.
There's a lot going on with Zion, obviously, and that this too shall pass, pal. You'll be okay. Do everything right from here on out. This will just be a little blip in the entire radar. Don't even worry about it. Legacy could still be fantastic. But now we're here, and he's not even talked to him. Maybe he'll go to somewhere. What is going on with Zion, and why by Thursday? Is that a date that we need to know?
Well, Thursday's the NBA draft, and the Pelicans, like we talked about.
We knew that.
They want to draft Scoot Henderson, and the only way they can draft Scoot Henderson is if they get into the top 2 or 3. So if you want to get that high, you're going to have to give something up. You're not just like they have pick 14. That's not going to be high enough. They have a bunch of future firsts, but to my knowledge, Charlotte, Portland, they're not looking for a package of pick 14 and future firsts. So Brandon Ingram would be a conversation starter for sure. I'm a little less sure about Zion Williamson, but listen, to my knowledge, they haven't formally offered Zion Williamson. They haven't formally offered Brandon Ingram. I think, but there's a realization with the Pelicans that if you're going to get that high up to go get a Scoot Henderson, you have to give up one of those two guys. And I think the Pelicans aren't there yet. And Zion Williamson has been around the facility. He was there last week. He's met with David Griffin. He's met with Gail Benson ownership over the last last few weeks. Like, there's been regular communication on that level. But listen, it's the offseason. Guys are always going to be scattered. I think anytime the Pelicans season ended the way it ended, you have to be flexible. You have to be thinking about all these names, and they didn't reach the goals that they wanted last season. So that's the byproduct of what we're seeing now.
Connor has a question for you.
Shams, another team that didn't reach their goal, the Boston Celtics.
Sorry about it. They lost to 8 seed.
Yeah.
I don't want to give you the Shaq treatment today. So
shut up, Shams. The Celtics going to break up their team. I'm seeing a lot of internet reports that are saying not Jalen, not Tatum, but maybe Smart is on the move. Maybe some of the other role players they have. Is that a realistic possibility? And if they are, who would they be going after?
I would look at their backcourt. I think there's clearly a little bit of a glut there. I think they'd love to keep Marcus Smart. I think that's a guy that, as far as leadership, he's part of the core there. But in terms of Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, that's really the only route to get better. I mean, if you're going to add to your front court, I don't know about the future of Grant Williams. There's a lot of interest in Grant Williams. He's going to be a restricted free agent. So I'm curious to see where he'll wind up in restricted free agency. But overall, I would look at, if they're going to make a move, it's going to be a backcourt guy potentially, and then trying to upgrade in the front court.
Ty.
Shams, what about Damian Lillard? We saw a lot of stuff coming out that's saying, Jimmy Butler's recruiting him to go to the Heat, and it almost seems like that's kind of a done deal. He's been adamant that he doesn't want to leave Portland for a long time, but everyone's kind of said, like, hey, this guy needs to get the hell out of there because they're not doing what they need to do to kind of maximize his potential. Is him going to Miami kind of a done deal, it seems?
I mean, not a full done deal, but I mean, listen, if Damian Lillard got out of Portland and if there was a trade to be had, there's destinations, no question, Miami would be at the top of them, just like it was for Brad Beal. Their team, we saw what happened in the finals. I do think they believe they're one major piece away. And so from everything I've heard, Damian Lillard would be at the top of their list if he becomes available. That's the question. But right now, it's really up to Portland. It's Damian Lillard has really left it up to Portland. He wants to be there. He wants that team to get better. So they have the number 3 pick in the draft. They have the number, I think, 23rd pick in the draft. They have Anthony Simons. What can you go get in the marketplace to make this team better? And if nothing comes about, then I do think Damian Lillard will have to look very hard at his future in Portland. But if they do make the team better between now and Thursday and on Thursday night, then I think you'll see Damian Lillard be there. So as much as I think people want to
Balls
make
in your court.
Thing, it's really on Portland.
Balls in your
Portland's court.
Yeah, it is. Right here. They're doing this. Don't be scared to dribble it out, okay? You're afraid. Why are you afraid?
Come on.
You got Damian Lillard right
Yeah,
there.
third pick, Brandon Miller, the kid from Alabama.
How about Damian Lillard say, go ahead, do it. Make team better. Thursday.
Please, get it done.
And if you don't,
It's also hard not to pick one of those
Me and
guys,
Pitbull.
though. I mean, Scoot, Brandon Miller, those are high-level talents. And so if you're Portland, you have a guy that's on the other side of 30, clearly looking to compete and contend. If Portland's not on that trajectory, listen, publicly they're saying all the right things. We'll see. I mean, actions always speak louder than words, and we're going to see in the next few days.
hey, 3 guys allegedly going to be guys in the NBA. Is this a normal draft class? Happening on Thursday, obviously?
You know what's crazy is I've heard more activity in this year's draft than in years. As far as teams trying to move up, teams trying to get high picks, the amount of players that I've heard being offered for top picks or being in discussions for top picks, I think is definitely more. Star players that have been offered or discussed to be offered. I mean, it's definitely more than the years past.
Well, that's because that new CBA with the player tax, where if you keep them on the team, you could have to pay some sort of blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
Feels like it's almost kind of pushing for your third, fourth guys to almost be on the move a little bit more, build around top 2. We shall see. I don't want to go into the weeds of your sport, but can if I need to. Tone has a question for you, Shams.
Shams, I just saw from ESPN's Tim McMahon that potentially Jaw's camp and Jaw feel that the NBA and the media are out to get them. That can't be fucking right?
It can't be fucking right.
That can't be right.
Fucking right.
I haven't heard that, but listen, I mean,
Well, you just dunked on Tim McMahon.
Whoa, Shams.
He works at ESPN.
Yeah, biting off a little more than you can chew.
Thanks for making it easy for us going over there, Shams.
I'm just saying I haven't heard that. But listen, you look at the incidents that have taken place. You had a couple incidents last summer in Memphis. You had the high school kid. You had the laser being pointed in your city in Indianapolis. You have the video in the strip club in Denver with
a lot of money.
brandishing of the gun.
Slapping
2 months later,
What's wrong with that?
Sounds like you're part of the
He's allowed to smack chicks out there, they said, but tell him not to be reckless with the gun.
Is that 4? Is that
Sounds like you're out
four
to get 'em.
incidents? I mean,
You're part of the problem.
Yeah,
that's why you're not getting. That's why Tim McMahon's getting the information.
Yeah, that's right.
Because you're part of the problem.
Yeah, sue him.
I'm just saying there's been 4 incidents. That's all I said.
So we all agree. We're on your side. Him.
For 3 of them.
Come on, bro. It can't be one or the other because if the NBA's out to get you, they would give you more games than 25 games. The amount of memes I saw about David Stern with that.
Oh, yeah.
When the bottle where he spits it up with what Adam Silver did, what he would have done. And then on the other side, the media, it's either one or the other. Because the NBA would give you more.
Right.
Media thinks you should have got more. So it can't be both are against you. One side or the other would be against you. Feels like he's talking about this guy.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think the NBA is against Ja because I think the NBA knows, hey, NBA's better with Ja. But, hey, bub, 30% of the season, $10 million in payment, you're going to be out. Let's figure it the fuck out. Yeah. Hopefully he's able to do that. That's a stat that comes from Shams. Last question for me, Shams. And I would like this to be, because I just heard Adele's boyfriend, Rich Paul, is one who gave you the information about Draymond Green on the thing.
Yep. Interesting.
And I don't want to set fire to the rain, but I do need to know, okay? What's LeBron all about? How come he can't just take what Michael Malone said as a hilarious thing that took place in proper context where Connor asked him about it, brought it up, he makes a joke, he moves on. LeBron, you know who I'm a massive fan of? I actually commented on this thing, hell yeah. When he said in Europe for the last past few weeks, minding my business, and I hear him on your mind that much, huh? I mean, I guess I see why. He looks good in this photo. Yeah. But wave the flag on these lames. Please make being player cool again because the lame machine is at an all-time high. Enjoy your life, but just know I'm the sun. Hey, bar.
Yeah.
He needs to start talking shit like that. Yeah. He needs to start using that one more.
We need an album. We need an album is what we need.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He does lyrics to every song too, so his own would be fucking awesome.
So good.
He said, I stay on forever. Wink, salute, pray hands, king. We got a lot of respect for LeBron over here. But also, can't just let this guy have a little fun? Mm-hmm. Can't just let this guy
LeBron and Michael Malone very close though. So I will say that they have a good relationship. LeBron's praised Michael Malone in the past. I mean, listen, anytime LeBron's in off-season mode, you're going to get some bars. You're going to get some nice speeches on the gram.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I'm here for Michael Malone. I'm happy for Michael Malone. I just chalk it up to two people that like to have a little bit of fun in the offseason.
No, yeah, that's what we wish LeBron would have done. It feels like that was not, that felt like he was actually mad.
Yeah.
He was actually mad about Michael Malone did. It's like, you're fucking LeBron. You are LeBron James, dude.
Who cares?
You're like top 3 all time in everybody's conversation. I'm thinking one just personally, but we're playing 2 different sports. Him and Michael Jordan playing 2 different sports. You know what I mean? There's guys dribbling like this in that Last Dance documentary.
For sure.
Okay, they haven't figured out basketball as well as they have basketball now. Impossible to judge the two, the absolute same. Michael Jordan would be great now.
Yeah.
LeBron would be great then. 2 different sports, the best, top 2, my eyes. But there's other people that put in Wilt and everybody else
Bill Russell.
and everything else that takes place. So you're LeBron James, though. Let Michael Malone have this drunk as fuck moment and then just keep it moving.
Enjoy
Seemed like he took it personally almost. Look out for LeBron in 2024. That's all he needed.
Hey, man, he needs motivation. He needs motivation.
This is the Utah restaurant.
That's right.
All right. I think he was joking, though, LeBron. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, the insider for FanDuel TV, the Athletic and Stadium, a man who's on it all the way up to the draft on Thursday night, which we knew about, Sean Shaw.
Yay!
We missed that. So that's on Thursday?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
We would have
caught up Wednesday.
Yeah, we would have figured it out.
Yeah, because the amount of clips about Wemby that is just going to be on the internet.
Oh, yeah.
Wednesday, probably starting today, I guess.
Yeah, definitely. That'll be a conversation on NBA Today Live.
So they were talking about this on TV. They wouldn't want to announce the Ja suspension on the week of the draft. So like Monday today. The NFL would. The NFL would be like, okay, we'll announce suspension. Then we'll showcase who Wemby is. Then we'll have our draft. And then on Friday, by the way, we'll look back on the suspension and the whole week that was. Like, that's how the NFL just takes over every fucking day. People on TV that seem to know the NBA a little bit better were like, they don't want to drop the suspension on what's supposed to be a celebration week. I respect it. Dropping it out last week, smart play, I guess. Smart play, kind of get it hidden, but it's still going to be a conversation piece all week.
Oh, yeah.
It's all offseason is going to be a conversation piece, especially with what you were saying there. You asked a question about Shams from a Tim McMahon report on ESPN. John and his team are literally saying that? What do you mean? I didn't know that he was saying that.
He said, the tweet was that he said that he heard that Ja's camp and Ja were saying that the media and NBA were out to get them.
So maybe like in-house, just trying to make each other feel better?
Yeah. Like
they're sitting in their house like, they're fucking us.
I can't actually think that, right?
No, but I'm saying like maybe it's just a personal conversation that was happening to try to get everybody through the situation that they're in. Like, we know they're gonna say this on TV. You know the NBA is gonna have to make a statement. Like maybe they're just trying to like personally get through it. And somebody that was in that personal conversation was like, listen to what they were saying publicly about the whole thing. So context matters there, but they need not be saying that.
No, not at all.
They need not be saying that at all. I've heard indirectly that John is people close to Ja, perhaps people formerly close to Ja. The people that are filming him with a gun have this feeling that the NBA out to get them, that the media is out to get them. So maybe this is before this incident too. So maybe after his cheeks in Indiana Pacer laser and anything else where he got into a fight, maybe all those events is when they were talking about the NBA media out to get him. Because maybe now after this last event where he's just recklessly brandishing a gun while driving, unless you're allowed to have a gun, okay? Not in Massachusetts.
Yeah, depending where you go.
Not in Massachusetts, in an airport.
Not in any airport.
Dive into here. Yeah, any airport, unless you work there as a person who's supposed to have a gun.
Yeah.
Going to be tough to get. Yeah, you can get guns through. You can ship them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check them.
You can check guns. You
Yeah,
can ship
before.
guns.
Yeah.
No, you can go in, check them. You have to get it certified and everything like that.
Yeah. Like
so you can have guns in there.
Not a carry-on.
Yeah, not like through the security.
Not fully loaded.
Yeah, loaded.
Fully loaded carry-on.
2 of them.
No.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts.
Can't do that.
Yeah, Massachusetts is like one of the harshest states in the whole thing. Anyways, but back to Ja. Maybe they did feel like, and now he's actually feeling remorse about it all, and maybe he'll change. And maybe this will be the last time that we have to say, Ja's being an idiot. And then whenever he stops doing that, it's going to be a feel-good story.
Yeah, and you hope that because he is so young that there are so many, more years going forward where he can completely flip this narrative. And to what Sham said, a guy like Draymond Green coming in for those first 25 games without Ja will be pretty huge. But when he says the media, does he include all the memes that are being sent around? Because those aren't technically media. Those are just in good fun, and they're funny.
Those are just humans.
Yes.
With access to the internet and creative brains.
Yes, and loud.
There's some terrible memes out there. Okay?
Absolutely.
There's bad jokes on the internet all over the place. There's bad jokes in stand-up comedy clubs.
Sure. Yep.
But then whenever you see the good ones, The sun isn't as bright if it isn't for the darkest dawn.
That's right.
There it
So
is.
we need the shitty memes and the shitty jokes on the internet to showcase how good the good ones are.
Mm-hmm.
With Ja's case, it did feel as if it was a all-star game
Yes.
of memes makers.
yeah.
And
Windmill
they
thumbs.
all came out in one,
Uh-huh.
and boy, they were really going back to back, back to back.
NBA memes are normally pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, their all-star team over there on NBA Twitter,
Boy.
some of the best on
Yeah,
all of
they
them.
can play.
Yeah.
Yep, they are at the top.
And they play all 4 seasons. 82
Not-
games.
Yeah, and they're marathoners too. Mm-hmm. They are sprinting marathon. They're on the internet all the time.
Bingo.
There isn't a take that isn't getting got
Nope.
by the highest of brains
Oh, yeah.
for the internet. We should give a little shout out to that, actually.
Yeah.
NBA Twitter, shout out.
Keep it going, NBA Twitter.
Keep it going.
Seriously, it is the best.
We truly appreciate you. Sometimes our clips will get in there. Just hang on.
Yeah.
You're about to go on a ride. I'm
Yeah.
getting cooked by 15 different people.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's a couple that put us over, make me feel good.
Real
Oh, yeah.
good.
As they should.
It's a great part of Twitter. Congrats, NBA Twitter.
Way to go, NBA.
Love you, NBA
And there was
Twitter.
people saying Twitter was going to die. You think fucking NBA Twitter was going to let Twitter die?
Yeah, well,
Not a
they were
chance.
saying that this weekend,
Not a
too.
chance.
They'll put the goddamn app on their back if they have to.
Yes, they will. And they
No,
have.
and they have.
Yeah.
And they have.
And they have. To your point about Ja, too, though, like, he's lucky he didn't get 50 games. Like, he had 2 massive fuck-ups, get 2 strikes in, like, 3 months. Like, I understand he's young, he's the face, but, like, the way Adam Silver was talking, like, this should be a wake-up call. It's like, no one's out to get you, dude, but if you fuck up again, like, you're screwed.
Yeah.
It's just as simple as that.
And hopefully repercussions are understood.
Right.
Sometimes people just never get it, There's a bunch of people that have been out there with what ifs because they make decisions that are poor continually and continually and continually. If you've ever played in any sport at a high level, you've seen a lot of guys that have been incredibly talented, have all of the things that you could potentially need to become a superstar, to have generational wealth at a sport. You could have it. Just makes bad decisions.
Yeah.
Just can't do right. That's actually the thing. Can't do, like it is, hey, this guy right here has every gift in the world. Other people are envious of the things that this human has and can do. But this person doesn't even realize that it's a gift.
Yeah.
Has no idea that other people would dream of having what they have until it's normally too late. So whenever they're making some decisions or other, much lesser degree. I mean, I was walking around drunk on a Tuesday in the middle of football season. Can't be doing that.
Sure.
I have one of 32 jobs. There's people that wish that they could bomb a ball the way that I was bombing it and were training year round, and I was treating it as if it was just some fucking thing that I was lucky to have. I had to have that moment on October 20th, 2010, I do believe. I had to have that moment to kind of make me realize, like, okay, this all go real wrong real quick.
Yeah, fast.
And then boom, you change. That's why after the first public incident with Ja, he doesn't change. You get a little bit worried. But not everybody can change after one big incident. Sometimes it takes a couple. We have Pac-Man Jones on this show every single week. There's a guy that was given numerous opportunities, had to be given numerous opportunities. And now I think anybody that's known him since he's like 17 years old, 18 years old, through now, incredibly proud of the human that he has become. But had to hit a rock bottom, had to lose some stuff, and had to change his ways, or he'd just be another motherfucker out on the street. I mean, that shit happens all the time. We hope Ja isn't the next one on that list. Now, there's a guy up in New England that might.
Oh, man, I know.
Hey, this is not good.
No, at all.
So if you did not see this weekend,
Jack Jones,
corner for the New England Patriots, a man who took back a pick 6 against Aaron Rodgers this past season. Incredible talent. He's on the New England Patriots defense, very young, playing meaningful minutes. Bill Belichick believes in his ability. That means we should believe in his ability. He is an absolute dog on the football field. This past weekend, he got arrested at Logan International, which is Boston's, I believe, for attempting to bring 2 firearms on plane. 2 of them loaded, 10 bullets in each magazine. I believe that is another part of the law in the entire thing. Massachusetts carries a 2.5 to 20-year mandatory sentence if found guilty or with public without a license, and especially at the airport or whatever, unchecked. Now, there's people that take bags, grab them, quick, boom, run to the airport. My fear used to be, especially now with how it's legal in some states, not legal in other states, is I'm going to have in a side pocket somewhere, I'm going to have a bunch of edibles in there that I just stuffed in while I was in Colorado. And as soon as you put it onto the conveyor belt and it starts rolling, it gets out of reach, you immediately go,
oh boy,
oh no, I got weed in there.
Oh my God.
Happened to me in England coming back from the international game against the Jacksonville Jaguars when I found out very late into the bus ride from the stadium to the airport there called
Heathrow
International, that we were flying commercial and not charter. That means we were going through their TSA. We were going through the entire thing. So the story's been documented. I had like 15, 20 edibles because I had a bunch of things for everybody. There was a cop sitting up in the front by the garbage can of the bus. So I was kind of in a bad spot. So literally, as soon as I put the thing up on a conveyor belt, I have a few 100 milligrams rolling through my body. Obviously, we just lost the Jacksonville Jaguars. I put the thing up on there. It starts going. I immediately go, oh no, there was a whole nother batch potentially in another little side thing. This is about to be international now, right? Yep. This is an international thing I've seen locked up abroad, which is almost all drug smuggling things. They go through there, they pull my bag. They pull my, oh no, I'm going to jail. I'm starting to trip balls too. I'm in a few 100 milligrams. Obviously that's going to happen. So Vinatieri, I'm like, yo, this might be real bad. And Vinny watched me eat all of those things at the same exact time. So he's kind of riding a wave with me. He's out there at sea level. I am obviously much, 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 much higher for this entire thing. They pull my bag. Oh no. Vinny, I think, even starts to get worried, but cool, Vinny, clutchest guy of all time. Of course. He's like, we're all right, buddy. We're all right, buddy. We go over there. Turns out it was just some toothpaste thing going on with it, whatever. They pull that. They throw it away. Big laughs. Zipper that thing up. We're going to our gate. At that moment, I could have been fucking arrested for, you know, like international smuggling, so many different things. Think of the headlines that could have been. So, like, that does happen, I think, where people forget that they have something in their bag. 2 guns. Is a tough thing to forget that you have in your bag, strictly because how heavy it would fucking be. And also, you're going to bump into that accidentally whenever you're putting something in there. So this is going to be a tough one for him to explain in the worst state. No, one of the worst, top 5, I guess.
Yeah, one of the worst.
Top 5 worst states to have this happen for. And this guy's career is probably fucked because of this. And I am incredibly bummed that the NFL is potentially going to lose out on a talent like this guy.
Yeah, it's super sad. Like, as a Patriots fan, obviously you want him to be on the field, especially when up until this point, everyone was talking about, you know, Christian Gonzalez, the first-round pick we had, paired with Jack Jones. We would have a pretty elite secondary, and he already was one of, if not the best player in our secondary last year. But then the other fact of it is what you're saying, too, which is kind of where I went, is that he's a 25-year-old kid. He hasn't really hit even his full potential, and he's already so good at football, and now this happens. I think he had a $30,000 bond, so he's out. But he has to, you know, obviously go to court this week, so we probably will hear more of the legal side of it. And the Patriots, you know, they released a statement, but they're still waiting to gather more information. But all signs are pointing to it just being very, very bad. And unfortunately, this tweet was also kind of making its rounds, and people were making their jokes, but it really just is a terrible situation for Jack Jones.
Yeah, Jack Jones tweeted to Ja, like, hey, it's dumb to be flashing your guns. Social media is like ruining you, get your money and everything like that. You the breadwinner, you got to start acting like that. And I believe because we didn't know that Jack Jones was potentially walking around with 2 guns, he was sticking to his words.
Yeah.
Right, I think we do know that. Now, with that being said, sounds like he was talking to Ja as somebody like, hey, I understand what you're going through. There's a reason he has 2 guns on him. Okay? That's also another full conversation. Why he thinks he has to have it, who he thinks, where he's from. Is this just natural for him? We can get into all of those conversations. But what we do know is going to be tough to say you forgot it was in your bag whenever there's 2 of them fully strapped. This is going to be a tough case. You just got to hope that, you know, A, the guns were never used for anything.
Yes.
That's a whole nother. We learned that with Aaron Hernandez.
Right. Exactly.
Another New England Patriot. We got to hope the guns purchased legally, nothing, no fuckery, no crimes were done with him. I assume if that was the case, he wouldn't have been able to get out on $30,000 bond.
Right.
But now we just got to hope that there is some sort of, maybe it was a big bag. And maybe it was hidden in a compartment that obviously the cops could say, well, he's trying to hide it. And he could say, I didn't know it was still in there. And you get a judge or somebody that's like, hey, this guy's life from where it was to where he is, to what he could potentially be, isn't worth this slip up for being ruined forever. Because 2.5 to 20 years is a lot of fucking time.
So long.
That's a lot of time in jail, especially in the prime of your athleticism. And I know this is a dumb mistake, but I hope this isn't what ruins this guy's fucking life. And it feels like it could be.
And he did have problems in college. I believe he was at USC. He got in trouble, had to transfer. He ended up at Arizona State. So it is one of those situations where he does have somewhat of a past. And you mentioned kind of the 10-round magazine. I wonder if it was just a standard, like 12-round, typical for the gun, or if it was some sort of,
extendo.
24 extendo. Yeah, that because I also think that could play a factor.
Somebody gifted me a 100 barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
And I said, what is this?
What's this for?
You can fit 100 in there, 50 on this side, 50 on this side. Oh, should I have that? 100?
For what?
Yeah, it's pretty sick. I'm like, that has to be so fucking heavy.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I mean, how heavy that thing has to be. I took it to a gun range one time, and I said, I don't need this anymore, but it was a very nice gift. But it was at that moment I realized, I should not have why should I have this? And then I started thinking to myself, you know what, if some of these zombies start just coming to the backyard,
Exactly.
You're going to wish you had that
there's
thing.
500 of them. Me and my wife, I toss her one.
Yep. You
Little
got
baby
two.
Mackenzie, toss her one.
Yep.
And then we're just standing back to back to back on the rooftop.
Protect this house.
If we get to that point, we're all fucked. If I'm shooting for us, we're at a bad spot.
Oh, no,
Someone want to have a conversation. You know what I mean? Let's talk about this. We're dead.
You're on a lake too. Everyone knows zombies can't go into the water. They can't swim. You guys hop on that jet ski. You guys just hang out on the lake.
Is that real? I don't know anything about zombies.
All the stuff that I've seen.
That one on The Last of Us came up out of the pipes.
True.
Big one.
Yeah, big zombie.
Oh yeah.
What was that thing called?
No more running water. I don't know.
Bloater.
Yeah, Mushroom Man or something.
Mushroom Man. Take some phone calls on the 5-range phone line. 1-833-432-3663. 1-833-4-DODOM. Jack, we hope you end up, being a super good human.
Yeah.
We are a little bit worried about why you think you need to be carrying around 2 guns to yourself. We hope everything's okay in that front. And we hope that there's a empathetic judge or jury.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hope this lands in front of those people because really
There's a chance it doesn't.
Especially in Massachusetts, like what you guys were mentioning. And this isn't taken lightly in any sense, especially at Logan Airport.
Everything's about, just not his life. I mean,
He's 25. Like,
if he gets a 5-year sentence, he's 30 corner.
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah.
And he was really unbelievable last year.
You got to make sure,
Especially if it is a situation where he just completely forgot they were in there.
Yes.
It's like
Probably
just
did.
Definitely did, right? You're not trying to carry on 2 guns.
You would think, especially when you tweet something like that about
Bro, 2
John,
guns, though, is a tough thing to say you didn't know was there.
It is, for sure. But, it's possible, young guy, make a mistake, but just something like completely innocuous, like, oh, my God, I cannot believe I did that. And then now, like, they don't care.
As it's getting pulled, his bag, and he's realizing, he's watching the thing. Wrong bag. I grabbed the wrong bag.
Oh, my God.
Oh, fuck. It's over. And I'm in jail. And then a lawyer's telling me, as I'm sitting in front of the judge in the jail, which I had to do, the judge tells you what the maximum punishment is, potentially. That's your first time hearing it. I had some things to say. What? They were talking about a year in jail for public intoxication? A year in jail? I was just trying to get home. What are we talking about? Please pipe down, sir. Anybody going to explain this? Imagine him sitting there, first time hearing what it is. Carries a mandatory 2.5 to 20-year sentence.
Does that mean like you can't plead it down? And
I assume, but I think
I didn't see the mandatory. I wasn't sure.
I think it said the tweet I read.
Okay.
Said mandatory, but you would hope he'd be able to get out of it. Community service, that whole thing, or they say no.
Or it's 2 years. Yeah.
You carried 2 guns fully loaded into an airport. That can't happen.
Yeah. Why weren't your guns in a safe? Why were they just in a bag that you could accidentally, grab the wrong one?
Those prosecuting attorneys.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Oh, my. With an NFL guy?
Right.
Especially
if he's got some priors or, not priors, but like a past that maybe indicates he's fucked up a time or two.
like Plex was in a bad state for it, and they made an example of it.
Yeah.
Boom. Prosecuting attorney in my case wanted more time so he could look into more of my priors. He was sitting 4 feet away from me. I just looked at him. What's your fucking problem? Why are you doing that, bub? Get me out of here.
Yeah.
I'd like an extension or suspension or delay on this particular case because we don't know if what he's saying is true right now. We'd like to look into more priors of it. And I just looked at him. And then she'd ask me another question, the judge, and I'd answer it. And then he would say, we would like an extension so we can look into what he's saying. We think he is lying. I'm like looking over this motherfucker wearing terrible jeans, fucking terrible shoes, fresh out of college, trying to fucking kill me right now. There's a whole room of people. I don't know what they did. This guy was coming after me. I was in a suit. I had my court suit and wedding suit. They were the same suit. The only suit I had. I was full thing in there. This guy's trying to come after me. I couldn't even fathom what that person's going to try to do. Jack Jones carrying 2 guns.
Yeah.
We hope everything's okay. Hey.
Yep. Good luck.
Hope everything's okay. Don't love that. Speaking of good news, we have some. AJ Hawk will be joining us on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no
day
vacation.
off on Friday. Yeah, he was doing charity.
Oh, okay.
So he says.
He was doing charity. He was representing the program. He was doing charity, which we appreciate, obviously. He did a golf thing.
Oh, nice.
Oh, for the Buckeyes or?
I assume it was for the Buckeyes. I'm not 100% sure what charity it was for. He signs up for all those things.
He does a lot of
He's so ready for Tahoe. Don't care what he says. He's so ready to play golf.
I'm going to break some news before he even comes on because he won't bring it up. He won the long drive tournament at the
of course.
Don't say.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's dialed, I do believe.
Hitting it straight.
I don't doubt it.
Joining us on the other side is a sandbagger and a man who is playing incredible golf right now. He's a college football national champion. You'll want to hear his thoughts on everything going on in the world.
Oh, yeah.
This guy's got takes.
Yes, he does.
So
4
many.
days, and they all are seemingly toxic. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. If this goes in, 5 marches.
Hell yeah.
All I got to do is retweet this video and say something nice to somebody. Also, call into the 5 Hour Energy phone line, 1-833-432-3663. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. Ladies and gentlemen, a man with the dog mentality, Paisano, Coach Sirianni. You're fucking awesome, dude. Did you ever feel any pressure that you were going to have to change and adapt to being a head coach and speaking in the same bullshit ways that every other head coach talks in?
Some of the best advice I got was be yourself, because if you're not yourself, everyone's going to see through it.
The messaging is the same. You're just doing it in your own way. And I think that's the most important part. And being authentic, you're 100% right. As you were saying, if I wasn't me, everybody who would tell the fucking locker room immediately going to be like, well, this guy, he's a stooge. There's another coach that wants to talk to you. Coach Sirianni, your question for Coach Sirianni.
I feel like I know you just as good as I know myself.
What is it about Jalen, you think, from your point of view, last year to this year, that is like cementing him as a guy that people are talking about? This motherfucker might win the MVP.
Well, I know which one thing you want me to say. He's a dog.
Yeah! Yeah!
He's a dog.
Yeah! Fucking dog!
Do you maybe want to play best 2 out of 3, rock, paper, scissors, coach versus coach?
You're there forever, huh? Like, you have to have that mindset as the head coach. Like, do you feel like you're the perfect head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles? Because it feels like the team is the perfect representative of the city of Philadelphia. And I might be wrong. I'm from Pittsburgh, so the Johns are going to judge me for that.
I love the passion of the city and how much they care about football, because I care about football. I love football. I don't have a lot of hobbies. My biggest hobby is football.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh,
What you got?
Scissors. Yeah, the same person.
Okay.
We both threw scissors.
Dog mentality really is to be in the moment that you're in now and not worry about what happened in the past, not worry about what's going to happen in the future. It's all about our process and about being here today to make sure we're about to go 1-0 this week. That's it.
Rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, I definitely got Jason Kelsey the kegs of beer. I was just trying to sweeten the deal of him coming back. As long as I'm the football coach here, I want him here, so I'm ready to give as many kegs of beer to him next year and the year after that and the year after that, because that guy is a dog.
Rock, paper, scissors,
shoot.
Same man.
We are getting our ass kicked in this preseason game. Belichick is taking it to us. It's halftime, and we are getting booed like you've never been. I was like,
paper,
rock, paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh, think you might have Rock there, but hey.
You got no idea what I'm going to do because you're like, there's no way he's throwing scissors again. Come on, baby. I got a damn flower thrown at me. Right? A flower chucked down. We lost to the Chargers. Boom, flower chucked down.
Hey, how's your little manure settling in? That's literally what that John said as they were throwing that John at you. They were like, how's the manure and how's the flowers coming, coach?
Hey, this is game 7 here. Rock,
paper,
scissors,
shoot.
Oh. Scissors again. He threw scissors again, so did I.
Rock,
paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! You guys are the same. Come on, hey, this is for 15 or 10.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh! Dog mentality.
I got dog mentality, coach. What can I tell you?
Pat McAfee sell on your stunner at WrestleMania. Where does that rank all time? That's got to be pretty up there.
Man, top three. And I got to say top 3 because The Rock, number 1, the way he oversold, and Scott Hall and some of the other guys that took it. But I mean, Pat has a natural feel for the business, epic performer, great on the stick.
I apologize that you're a punk bitch.
Athletically, that match he had with Theory was awesome. And then the kicker was not only the sell of the stunner, but to lay there selling, still guzzling the beer, the presence of mind to ad lib and improvise and like this is a moment without even thinking about it. I think he's amazing. He's very entertaining. And as a human being, I like him a whole lot. And here's an off-the-record story. The second night that we were at Mania, I was just planning on drinking whiskey with my Broken Skull Sessions crew. And so we had a bottle all lined up, and we were just going to drink during the show and show respect to the people that were working. Well, Vince called me into his room and said, hey, man, would you come out in the end, stun me, McAfee, and Theory? And I said, sure. So I couldn't drink until after the show. Okay. So the show happens, I go out there, stun all those cats. Brock Lesnar gets done with his match, the main event with Roman Reigns. And me and Brock have been wanting to bond together and have a few cocktails to begin with. And he goes, hey man, you got anything? I said, yeah. I said, where are we meeting? He goes, my locker room. So it was myself, Brock Lesnar, Larry, one of the trainers who's been there forever, Larry, and Pat McAfee.
What a day, what a dream, what a life. Now I'm gonna have a couple more Steve Weisers. What? Maybe a little whiskey. What?
And we took down a fifth. We just passed the bottle around. At first we were drinking out of little cups. Then it just turned into the bottle. And we took down a fifth of Maker's Mark in about an hour. And then we all went our separate ways.
Hey, we fucking did it.
And I heard through the grapevine that a couple of those guys woke up with severe headaches.
Really? And I don't want to undersell this. Really hungover. You know what I mean?
From what you had inside the ring that we saw on camera, and then what was there a thing afterwards?
Well, there might have been, yeah, a lot afterwards.
But it was a bonding moment, after a big show like that of 4 guys, and I've just barely met Pat, but he was already one of the boys because of his football background and how everybody, in WWE has taken to him. And me and Brock's relationship goes back a long way, as does Larry. So it was a good time, and that was one of my highlights of WrestleMania, a behind-the-scenes moment that I shared with you.
Hey,
Why?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this Juneteenth 2023. Hour 2 of this program starts right now. Sports are happening obviously all around us, and we can't thank everybody enough for following along every single Monday through Friday with this dumbass show located in Indiana. Now, there is 2 people sitting at the Talks table, at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys Turn Diggs is up here. And joining us right now, live from an attic in Ohio, is a man who is a multitude of things.
Yeah, he is.
He's a champion both in college football and in professional football.
Wow.
And we're not talking spring league. No, we're talking about the one in the fall.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about being a champion of Ohio, actually declared the president of Ohio just a couple months ago. He is obviously a COVID survivor, but in the time that we're in right now, he's a father of 10.
Wow.
Happy Father's Day to this man. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Hawk. AJ, happy Father's Day, AJ.
Woo! Yeah, happy Father's Day. People really do ask me if I have 10 kids, by the way, because of you.
I love that. I love that they're thinking that you're like the guy that I just watched, just learned about him.
John and Kate plus 8?
No, but offset of that, the father of that.
Duggars, 19 kids?
Boom!
Okay.
Boom! The Duggars. I watched a little documentary about them. Hey, that's a fucked up family. What a weird thing that TV executives were like, yeah, let's go ahead and promote this. Let's film this. And let's edit out all this weird stuff behind the scenes so we can put out a show, even though we know we're probably doing more harm than good to both the family and society. But hey, reality TV is what it is. It is obviously something that we all try to not watch, but we do. We keep up with trash television. Learning about the Duggars last weekend was a wild thing. So people think you're potentially a future Duggar, that you're believing in the IBL, I believe is what it is. I believe is the church. I forget the actual name of it, where producing kids is just a massive piece of it because you're building your own cult to join other people to take over the world.
Oh, super cult.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
That's why you have so many kids.
Never heard that.
That's why you have so many kids, AJ. Is that what people think you're doing? Is that what they're asking you? Are you a
Is that what they
Duggar?
claim they're doing? I never saw a documentary on them. I would like to see it. I just followed along because I know the oldest son got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, Josh, he was quite a...
What'd he do?
Bad deal. Bad deal.
Bad deal.
Yeah.
And then they sent him to one of their churches to go get fixed. And then it got even worse there.
Oh, you don't say.
Yes. Oh, but the documentary worth watching. I forget what it was on, but people ask you if you're building a cult. Are you trying to produce a cult? Are you trying to take over the world? Why do you have 10 kids? Is that what people actually ask you?
Well, I have 4 kids for the record, but no, I'm not trying to start a cult.
no, you
I have
don't.
no interest in that.
Well, if you and CFO Phil, that's 8,
Yeah, combined forces.
join
12.
houses.
That's a pretty good little...
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean? That's not a bad little army you guys are creating. Also, pretty similar mindsets. I think everybody...
Yeah.
Fit fam.
Yeah.
We're going to be in shape. We're going to outlast
Yoked.
everybody.
Yeah.
So maybe you guys do start a little bit of a cult. Happy Father's Day. You're an inspiring father with how you're able to balance 4 kids, being present, and doing this some of the time. And we say some of the time because last Friday you weren't here. You were at a charity golf tournament. You won a long drive contest. You sandbagging son of a bitch. Are you better this year than you were last year right now?
No, I'm not. I didn't play very well, but it's an
Bullshit.
outing. So in an outing, there's like 2 or 3 holes where they're long drive holes where they have a little thing in the fairway. And for 2 of them, of course, I yanked the ball out of bounds. And then one of them, I actually caught it straight and hit it in the fairway. And yeah, so I got the long drive on that one. And now I have a 3-wood because I got a $250 gift card to the pro shop that I had to use.
Hell yeah. Hey,
All
had
right.
to use. You got to use.
Okay.
Thankfully I got to use it, but I didn't have any. All I had was driver. Like I don't use any other woods usually. So I got a 3-wood to match my driver.
Okay, which is going to be awesome to watch you whenever you decide to use that on a par 5 somewhere.
Floppy. It's like the shaft is so floppy. Like I'm going to have to smooth it on out. I can't swing like I want to.
Oh, you're just going to have to smooth on out of the pocket?
I got that. I got that. You know that.
That's
I
kinda
definitely smooth it out when I need to.
That's what you're known for. That's what you're known for, is just kind of smoothing it out. I feel like this sack of shit's better than he has
I'm
been.
sure he
100%.
Ty, you weren't able to be there last year at Tahoe. This guy, once you start watching him golf, you're like, how is this gorilla fucking good at this sport? Because he's obviously...
Yeah, AJ freaking Hawk.
Dude, he's still got the fucking...
I'm not good. I can get a par on a hole, and then I can get a 10 on the next one.
No, you can't.
You never did
no,
that.
you can't. We did not see a 10 one
AJ.
time.
I think I had like 7 or 8 doubles when I played our first round against.
This humility is awesome, and it's why you're the president of Ohio.
Yep.
What did the commentators say?
I'm not stupid. I'm realistic about golf. I don't sit there and say, like people take it way too
It's
seriously.
amazing he's able to get around with it the way he's built or something. Is that what
Yeah, something about being too massive to swing a club, basically.
it looks like a little toothpick in your hand, and then you just swing that thing as hard as you can.
When he starts smoothing out that floppy shaft of his, look out.
Dude, whenever he starts laying that thing out, it's going to be right there in the middle of it all. Let's talk about golf. Did you get to watch any of the U.S. Open? I did, obviously. I enjoyed it. It's become my little, me, the wife, the baby, golf running.
What?
Sam's even kind of starting to dabble.
Coming around on golf.
Yeah, not every time has she been pumped that we're watching golf.
Sure.
But this one rolling into prime time
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and not much else on. consider me a fan of West Coast golf.
Agreed.
If the PGA would like to just stay over there and then go do Oakmont, go do the Masters, and then just find courses over there, I think I'd be okay with. Shout out to Columbus for being a great host. Shout out to Massachusetts for being a great host. Obviously, New York has incredible tournaments. Florida does their thing. But for me, strictly as a selfish viewer, going into primetime was fantastic in the middle of this dead time of sports. I loved watching it. I enjoyed the weekend. Congrats to Wyndham. A man with that name, you'd assume comes from, billions of dollars. Naming your kid Wyndham. You know what I mean? But listening to his story, learning about his story, the pressure that was probably on him since a very young kid to be the next great golfer, and shit, he might be. We have no idea what we're about to see out of this man going forward. Once 100 and something, then he was 30th, now he's 13th. If he can put another one together this weekend at the Travelers, which has another $20 million pot, so this is all top 8 golfers are golfing in, Wyndham could go on a run. This might be the next golf hero, AJ, and I'm here for it.
Let's go.
I mean, I would imagine he gained a bunch of confidence in this one, especially, what was it, Saturday night he hits that putt. Was it the birdie putt on 18 to send him into the final group, right?
Yes.
So he knew he's playing in the final group. That was a big deal. And then Ricky missed that putt and then all of a sudden takes that into Sunday. I think also, though, it had to be difficult for Wyndham Clark knowing that the whole world wanted Ricky to win, I feel like, going into Sunday for sure.
Bro, how about that camera fucking right here?
Absurd.
In the whole 18th fairway. They're this far away from his, seemingly. Now, probably a little fisheye, so let's say they're 4 or 5 feet away.
Still.
Even though it appears to be one. Just side shuffling in his face. And we all know at this point, this dude makes par.
Correct.
Like he wins. He knows it. He has to know it.
Oh, yeah.
As that thing zoomed in on his face, he has to know something's up, even if he can't see the fucking leaderboard or whatever. It's like, I thought, and I guess I'm a bad guy for this. I believe big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games. That's why they have big-time fucking names. Okay? So normally, that gene is something that is real. Adam Vinatieri is going to make the kick. Okay? Tom Brady is going to make the drive.
Yep.
Patrick Mahomes is going to do the same goddamn thing. There's a reason why their names are what they are. I ain't never heard of Wyndham Clark.
Ever.
That much pressure. All day on Sunday. Just on the 18th hole. That camera right in your face, having to hit a pretty long shot that Ricky Fowler just put into the rough.
Yeah.
So Ricky Fowler does not have any of the pressure. He's fucking +6 on the day or whatever.
Chilling.
He's way out of it, the conversation. He can't even fucking hit the green from where it's at with how many people are there. This guy has to step over after slicing a drive, still in the fairway though, who cares? He puts that fucker right on the green, and then they're just walking with him the whole time. Now I got a 2-putt, a 60-footer, even though I have 2 3-putts on the weekend, 1 today already. The amount of things that could have built up, I thought there was a chance he cracked.
Yeah.
And I thought we were about to see a devastating collapse from a guy that, as I was learning his story, I became a big fan of. I am very fucking happy that he's a dog in that 60-footer, he rolls to a fucking foot, and then he just hammers that thing home and walks out of there the U.S. Open champion. I'm very thankful he is, because I thought we were going to go the other way, and I was about to be devastated, AJ. On this show, I was going to have to say, oh, Wyndham.
Man.
Oh, you know what I mean? I was going to have to do that. I'm very happy it went the other way, AJ.
Yeah, I mean, his life has changed forever now. And I would imagine, like, the confidence he gets from that moving forward, man, just, like, everything is so – they said he hasn't even played in the Masters yet. And he's, like, 32 years old, right? He's not just fresh on the scene.
28 or 29, I believe.
My bad, yeah. Someone 32, maybe Rory. I don't know.
Well, stop just making stuff up.
Yeah,
come on,
I'm just making it up. That's me.
29.
That's what I do.
Close though. I mean, you're in the 29.
Yeah, give or take.
But I do feel for him that there's no fans to watch and there was no roars because they sold all the tickets to all the rich people and it was the course was not set up for spectators well either. They already knew that coming in.
Okay, so what were your thoughts on all that? People were very pissed off that the LACC chose to sell half the general admission to themselves, and then obviously all the corporate suites, they upped the number of people for that. So a very limited amount of general admission public tickets were out there. Seemingly was one of the frustrations amongst other things. It was, I guess, the Augusta National of California. Nobody even knew this place existed. It's the middle of fucking Beverly Hills. I mean, how $8 billion piece of land is what Pomp called it? $8 billion is what they could sell the land for. The taxes they have to pay, though, because of a rule back in 1972, is only like $22 million as opposed to $800 million, which is what the yearly taxes could be if it was the modern real estate rule. So there's some little boom that they were able to get into. But I didn't even know this place was here. It is highly guarded, highly protected. I'm very surprised that they even wanted to host a public tournament, at this stage of the game. Haven't had one in California since
The 50s. That was the first time it was back in LA.
Damn.
Yeah.
So like them wanting to open up the course that I didn't know about.
No idea.
I know.
You were just around there.
Yeah, we were literally probably just drove around this place.
Actually.
And had no idea that it was even there. Nobody talks about it. Who knows who the members are? Them wanting to open the doors, interesting decision. And then the way they went about it, certainly also an interesting decision there. Who knows what it means for future events? But a lot of people did not want anybody to go back to LACC.
No.
They're like, let's never go back to this place. It's like, damn, this place took it on the shins a little bit.
They'll be back there in 31.
And I think I saw people saying, not good, cancel it. Got enough time to cancel it now. What were your thoughts? You didn't think there was enough people there?
I thought at times it just felt like it didn't feel like a major. It didn't feel like the U.S. Open because you'd see like scatterings of people and you look around, you're like, yeah, like there's weird hills. There's no real places that are set up for spectators to be there. Then you learn about how, all the tickets are going to the suites and the loges or whatever they call them. And I just feel like at times, I know a guy that whoever got the hole-in-one early in the week said, I thought there'd be a bigger reaction. Fitzpatrick. When I got a hole-in-one, but they didn't really say much.
So let's expand it. This is AJ who has actually rented his house to a golfer that was in the golf tournament that comes through Ohio. That's how close he lives to it. So you go every single year, I'm assuming, and the people in Dublin are like, why don't we get the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah.
We do a lot better. That's probably a real thing amongst golf communities, I'd assume.
Oh, I don't know if Muirfield, I don't think is trying to get a U.S. Open because they have the tournament every year, but I think there's other places that would like to have the U.S. Open probably around Ohio.
Well, it's going back to Oakmont. 2 years.
Right. Yeah. Here we go.
East Hills of Pittsburgh. How you doing? Keep it moving. I've been working in the full swing. This might be the time.
You can qualify. You know that, right? Yeah. Anybody can qualify if you go through the local qualifiers.
Yeah, you just got to win like 15 tournaments. Anybody can qualify.
Yeah, that's it.
Anybody can.
Yeah,
that's all. You mean you're coming out of the pocket? You got it,
dude. I'll tell you what. I am coming out of the pocket. You see me hit that thing 330 today?
That was great.
You see this? People are, why are you sweating so hard? I just got off the fucking Stairmaster.
Yeah,
okay, please.
Come on.
Boom.
See me.
You see
that? You look like John Rahm. You look just like John Rahm.
Also, what's wrong with sweating?
Me, Tenny Finau, John Rahm. You know, we do a little short swing. How you doing? Keep it moving. This one flew a little bit, AJ. Okay, I'm starting to hit the ball pretty good. Yeah, and look at the zero.
You're a good golfer. You're actually wearing your golf shoes in there too.
Yeah, it's because I learned from last year. I'm not walking on that course with brand new fucking.
Can't be doing that.
Oh, you're just breaking them in. Okay, that's smart.
Yeah, trying to break them in. I don't have them tied there. If you see, trying to break them in a little bit because last year, I didn't get to use the shoes, because not everybody's just able to go fucking take a Friday and golf and win a long drive contest.
Yeah.
Okay, or a Tuesday.
I do get out there a bunch. You're right.
Well, certainly more than me.
Absolutely more than
Certainly
me.
I know that. So I'm just trying to break these shoes in. People have been cooking me, though, for wearing golf shoes in a sim. It's like, I had 4 blisters each foot last year.
Come on.
Okay.
You also didn't wear golf shoes leading up last year when you were just taking some cuts and you hurt
yourself.
You hurt your knee. So it's probably better safe than sorry.
AJ, I'm pumped for Tahoe, man. I'm pumped. I don't know what the hell that weekend's going to look like, but there's some piece of information we don't have. What'd you say?
I said, no one does. We never know until we get there, and then all of a sudden, here we go. Let's go win a golf tournament.
Hey, TBD, let's go win a golf tournament.
Yep.
All we need to do is put together, 3 days?
I'll tell you what. I know I'm delusional. If I put 3 good days together, I'm taking home that. I've never got better than T60, I believe, but I'm gonna make a run.
Last year, you're fucking lying. Why do you do
you lie about everything.
Why?
What was that? I said I was tied 50th, I think, or tied 55th. What was I? Something like that.
I think you're top 50.
Yes.
No.
I'm trying to get top 50 this year. That's all I'm trying to do. 2 years from now, though, trying to play in U.S. Open at the Oakmont.
That's right.
Starts in Tahoe.
So you want to try to get top 50 in celebrity.
You got it.
Let's do some. Hey, AJ, this news out of New England with that guy with 2 guns. Not good.
He had to not know they were in there, right?
Yeah, but 2 guns. That's going to be tough to explain, I think. You know what I mean? That's going to be a little heavy. I don't know how big a carry-on can be.
Were they both loaded, too?
Yeah.
Both of them.
10 plus.
Does that give make it a bigger charge, I would imagine?
Yeah. Yeah, both of them individually. So the clips and the guns, 4 charges, pretty much, I think.
In Massachusetts?
Yeah. I'd assume a lot of states, but that's like 4 different charges. And then you add an airport and unlicensed.
Yeah, not good. So
They weren't licensed to him?
I don't think so. He
Sounds
had
like
his license.
Yeah, he didn't have the right ID or something.
Yeah, so it's all.
If you have guns in your carry-on, it has to be like, I forgot these were here.
Has to.
And I did an entire layout of how you could easily see how people could forget things are in their bags. For instance, when I was coming back from Heathrow from that England game, I thought there was a chance that I left some edibles in there. And it's like, we did a little research. I think it's 14 years and an unlimited fine for trafficking in England. Yeah, in England or whatever. So like that all crossed through my mind as the bag was going through the thing. Geez. Oh my God, I'm gonna be on locked up abroad right now because I played a football game. I mean, it's Class B or whatever. So it was just a toothpaste thing, thank God. But I rode that wave of, oh fuck, I'm never going back to America all of a sudden. And obviously, edibles and weed and stuff like that is a little different than having 2 guns. But people can certainly forget that something's left in a bag if they travel on a regular basis and they have a travel bag. With that being said, Ty brought this point up. Prosecuting attorney that is potentially going to want to make a name off this thing is going to say, well, why is it just so easy for you to confuse the bag that has 2 guns in it with the bag that doesn't have 2 guns in it? Like, why is that? Why is it not locked up? Why is it not in a vault, a case? Why are you doing any of this? And it's like 2 of them seems like there's a lot more for people to fire back at him for. This seems like it's going to be bad. Hoping for the best. And also, don't love that he thinks he has to carry around 2 guns. That should be said. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were they gifts? Were you going to give them to somebody for Father's Day? What was going on?
That's a good point.
Hey.
Maybe.
Here we are.
Look at the brainstorm sesh here in the defense room. Anyways, that's going to be tough with 2 of them.
Yeah, very difficult.
Don't love it. Patriots got worse.
Yeah, prior problems too.
Good player. Good football player, too. That's the tough thing.
Very good.
And you got Aaron Rodgers coming in town.
Yep.
Everything's going well over there in New York. Have you heard some of these quotes coming out about the time with Aaron Rodgers as their New York Jets quarterback? They are gleaming over there. They are beaming fucking cheek to cheek.
Oh, yeah.
They are so happy. Cornerback DJ Reed, it's lit over here, man. There's great energy around the building, especially when I came the first day. Everybody's just happy, had a smile on their face. There's just a lot of energy in the building. One guy can do that. Even when he came in the building, I was like, dang, that's really AR. He's a Jet. Linebacker C.J. Mosley, pretty good football player. It's just a different vibe. He sets the bar. He sets the expectations with his resume, with his name, and the way he approaches the game every day. It's not every day you get to go against a future Hall of Famer quarterback. As a defense, we're honored to be in this situation. Wow. Lakin Thomas, he's amazing. Getting to work with that caliber of player makes everyone around him better. They weren't the only ones. Dwayne Brown, just his presence is motivating in itself. I've played against him so many times in my career. You see it up close and you know what he's capable of. I'm very grateful to be part of this and feel the vibe that we have. Holy shit, are they paid to say this?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you, said Quincy Williams. I was kind of starstruck at first. We warmed up right next to each other. I was like, hold up, coach. Let me take a few minutes to take this in, watch a few throws, seeing him in the green. Elijah Vera Tucker says, just seeing him in the huddle is like still a surreal feeling. Gary Wilson, everybody's going out to work with a smile on their face. This is something 20 years from now, 30 years from now. I'll tell my kids, I played with Aaron Rodgers. This is from the same article in The Athletic. Now, remember, there was articles written about how miserable teammates are to be around the Aaron with the amount that he expects from them, the amount of information that is flooded to them, and everything like that. Then you hear about this. He's at Rangers games, he's at Knicks games, he's at Wicked, he's at the Tonys. He's getting the biggest pop at all of these things. And then his teammates are like, I fucking love going to work. Is this the greatest time in Aaron Rodgers' life right now? AJ Hawk, and what does this say to you think?
I mean, obviously he's had a big impact on the squad from the jump. I think if they're excited now, they're going to be very excited when they start the regular season. They get to see him like up close and personal make plays when he's your quarterback. That's a special thing. And I think it breeds confidence to the rest of the roster, which they already have, but I think it'll be much better when they get to see it live with pads on against another team.
Ty, obviously, anytime you get a chance to reprove yourself, rebuild relationships, everything, there's going to be a freshness to it. You know, honeymoon phase is always something talked about because things are new. This feels very good over in New York.
Yeah.
Vastly different than what it was in Green Bay for the last, at least for as long as I've been around pretty much in this Green Bay Packers fandom, like 3 years. This is night and day completely, Ty.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it seemed like when they went to the NFC Championship game in the COVID year and then they got the number 1 seed and lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Niners, like they were winning because he was playing so well in spite of all the shit that was going on behind the scenes because, like, in the media, they kind of made it seem like, hey, you know, they've kind of like everything's good. Like all this stuff has kind of been put to rest, but everyone knew like that's bullshit. Like there's still all this stuff bubbling beneath the surface, and it was kind of just waiting for last year where they don't have as good of a year and then it all kind of rises to the top. But yeah, I mean, like all these guys, they knew how good they were last year, and they were just missing a quarterback. And you didn't just get like a, no offense to a guy like Kirk Cousins, but they didn't get just like a guy who's good who can take you to a playoffs. Like they got
sounds like an offense to Kirk Cousins.
Not at all. But
sound like the GM of the Vikings.
They got he thinks it. So exactly. But they got a guy.
Not anymore though. He's wearing chains.
Yeah, true. Yeah. They got a guy who's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like they didn't just get some guy who's good enough who isn't going to be as bad as Zach Wilson. Like they got a guy who they can fucking who can take him to a Super Bowl.
Joining us now is an insider for the NFL, the NFL's network, the NFL's website, and the NFL streaming service, NFL Plus. Host of the Insiders and a weekly wrap up with the Rap Sheet and Friends. We are the Friends. He is Rap Sheet. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. Rap, before we dive into you golfing today and how the round went, seemingly the first 5 holes terrible. Hopefully it got better the last 13. Thank you for joining us. We're reading these quotes in the Athletic article about Aaron Rodgers and his teammates and how everything's going. And we know they canceled the last week of minicamp because everybody was already there for the full OTAs. Have you heard anything bad out of the Jets camp at all? Or is every single thing good over there?
You're talking about just as it relates to Aaron Rodgers or like the Jets in general?
It seems like just the Jets in general, all things pointing up into the right, seemingly, for the New York Jets.
I mean, that's the way it should be, right? I mean, especially because, like I sort of thought, are you still going to, wow.
Yeah.
That is far.
Still going.
Yep.
Yeah,
He has a ladder, or is
still leaning?
He looks like he's just going straight now, right?
Nope. Still going up and to the right.
Still going up? Okay.
Yep.
I'll be here while he's still. Oh, there we go.
All right.
It's just like me trying to get in my tippy toes. I feel you, Pat.
Photo time. Go ahead.
No, it is, as it pertains to Aaron Rodgers, it is all good. And I sort of thought that new team, new approach, the buy-in would be really strong and really quick, and it has been all of that. Like, not only was he there for kind of some OTAs and showed his teammates, like, hey, I'm around. Like, he was there for all of them. And I know some of that was related to the calf injury, but still, he was there for all of them. He doesn't have to learn a new offense, but he can help teach everyone else, the offense along with Nathaniel Hackett. I think that's going to really help. I wondered if, maybe something would happen with Corey Davis or Denzel Mims. Maybe they'd deal or cut a receiver. Like, they got all of them. So they got all the options going into training camp. I mean, I would say the only sort of lingering issue, you got the Aaron Rodgers contract restructure, which I'm sure will happen.
Whoa. Lost you.
What's going on?
All right, we'll call you back.
Oh.
We'll call you back.
Hold the phone.
I think we lost him.
Yeah. I didn't hear him towards the end.
He was starting to talk really good stuff there, though.
He was.
Yeah.
He was really starting to dive into it. Couldn't hear him. Everything good in the back? Well, maybe connected to audio speaker thing.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Maybe a Bluetooth. You know that happens, AJ. When you're walking around your estate every once in a while, I hear my voice is on in like your Maybach, and then you walk a little bit further, and then it's on in your gym, and then you walk a little bit further, and I'm blasted through the kitchen.
Of course.
You know, your Bluetooth connected to everything. Maybe he did that. The whole shit, though, out of there is crazy. AFC East, you got to be scared to death right now.
Oh, no, I'm not scared. Not
scared to death.
No, because we're not in the Pat Mahomes division, and we will have to play them, and so will the Jets. So we're going to see how they stack up, and unfortunately, their best player on defense doesn't want to play for them, or at least needs money to play for him. So although everything is great out of New York, this isn't the first time that some team, especially in New York, has been spinning some yarn about how good they're going to be. Let's see how it transfers to the field, and let's keep in mind that Joe Burrow, the Bengals, and Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, and if the Bills don't hate each other by the time September rolls around, that they're still in there.
The Jets are right behind those three teams in the AFC as far as odds are concerned to win the AFC.
Interesting. Good time. Little prime time over there in the AFC beast. AJ Hawk, I like that. Let's go to the phones here on this.
Who needs paid, Con? Who's Con talking about?
Quentin Williams. He wants a contract. They're not giving it to him.
I'm hearing he's back on. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us again, Ian Rapoport. Rap, how you doing, pal? We got you?
I'm good. Yeah, I was. I don't know what happened there, but I'm back. So let's go back to the Jets thing. We were talking about.
Okay.
It's fine. Everything's fine, Pat. Everything's fine.
Okay. Good.
We'll go back to the Jets thing. So it's all good. The only unsettled issues are the Aaron Rodgers contract restructure, which I'm sure will happen at some point, and then Quentin Williams' new contract, which, it's a fairly well-defined defensive tackle market. There's been a lot of deals So my guess is they should be able to get things done. It just never quite happens as quick as you want. And the fact that there was no minicamp meant there was no Quinnen Williams holding in, holding out, doing something. They went away for the summer. So those are sort of the lingering issues. But, like, the energy is pretty good there, I think.
Yeah, it sounds like it's lit is what I've been what I've been reading at least about the whole thing. Let's talk about energy that is not as lit just because we have to talk about, don't like talking about this type of stuff. This guy's an incredible player, though, for the New England Patriots. All of a sudden caught up with 2 guns at an airport with 2 loaded chambers. I mean, that's like 4 charges there, let alone a licensing thing and everything like that. We don't know the rules over here or the laws other than tweets that we've seen that have kind of laid this whole thing out. We heard this is bad. This is not good. How does he get out of this, and what does this look like for Jack Jones, a great corner for the New England Patriots, who has a pick 6 against the aforementioned Aaron Rodgers last season?
I do not know that he gets out of this. It's not good. And you know, he's an NFL player, and he is a really good player. Really versatile player, good young talent on what should be a really, really good Patriots defense. This is not an NFL issue. There is, and I'm not 100% clear either, but, I had someone who I believe should know say that there's a mandatory sentence involved with this.
Yeah, right. I read the same thing, I think, like multi-year, right?
I mean, I believe 18 months. Now, I don't know, and I don't know, these are all charges, obviously, and we should say that. We do not know, what he did, who did what. I mean, there's been plenty of times you've seen the report and then it comes out later and it's different.
Like mine, for instance.
Obviously.
That was their story.
There's another one. Frank Clark was caught with a couple guns recently in, different situation. I believe it was California, but did not do jail time. But this is trying to bring guns onto a plane. If this is, in fact, what Jack Jones did, I read all the charges. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Now, it's possible timing-wise, this is pushed a little bit. So, the legal system plays out in forever, so it is possible he could play this year, but this is bad, and this is not a football issue.
Here's from Justin Ramos, who's a Patriots reporter. Here are the charges. Possession of a concealed weapon in a secure area of an airport, okay? Possession of ammunition without a firearm identification card, unlawful possession of a firearm, carrying a loaded firearm, and possession of a large capacity feeding device. Jeez Louise. All right, Jack, good luck out there. Let's start being smarter, too, okay?
Well, I mean, this is an intelligence test. I mean, I'm sorry, but it really is. There's so many bad things that you just said there.
Yeah.
It's unfathomable.
Pretty alarming. Yeah, and you could make the argument, which I assume he would, is that he didn't know they were in that bag and he grabbed the wrong bag. And we've all been there with edibles where we thought we were potentially going to be in a spot, But 2 guns is going to be tough to explain. Plus a large feeding.
Yeah, that's the kicker, I think.
But that's why we need to find out because if it's just a 12-round normal for the gun versus like the extendo like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, but any of it is not great.
Yeah, no matter what the category it falls.
And 2 of them is going to be tough to say. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But didn't you feel it, hear it? Wasn't it a little heavier?
Yeah.
Or just you should know.
God, we hope he's okay. We hope it works out. I hope everybody's safe, too. I mean, he's carrying 2 guns loaded. Why is he thinking he has to do that? I hope everybody...
That's a good question.
Yeah, go ahead. AJ, your question for Rap.
Ian, you mentioned that we know the legal process could take forever, but the NFL, like Raj, you say it's not an NFL issue, but couldn't Raj step in and he can do whatever he wants technically, but could you see it playing out to where Jones does play this season, then something happens, whatever the case in the trial or whatever they do eventually after the year, and then they work out if he gets suspended or sentenced or whatever happens?
Yeah, I mean, now obviously if he goes to jail, then it's a matter of do the Patriots keep him or not? I mean, that's sort of the football related part of it. Obviously, it's does Roger Goodell step in, put him on the commissioner's exempt list, which he does have the ability to do. He can sort of make the decision that this is one where a player should be set aside. It is not thankfully, a violent crime. It is not there's other this wouldn't necessarily fit in the category of going on the commissioner's exempt list, but he could theoretically decide to do it, or the Patriots could just say, we do not want to see Patriots corner every time they discuss this. We're done. There's a lot of decisions that have to be made here. But yeah, I mean, to go to your point, Alvin Kamara was involved in allegedly a very serious violent issue, and he has played during that as he awaits possible resolution and then likely suspension.
What's going to happen with that, by the way?
I mean, if he is found guilty or if he pleads guilty or if they come to some sort of agreement, facing probable suspension.
Okay. I forgot about that.
Multi-game,
Pro Bowl.
suspension.
Yeah, Pro Bowl weekend.
Yeah, to your point, what you just said about Jack being able to play, it's like I completely forgot about Kamara. That's a serious thing.
Oh, yeah. Broke the guy's nose, right? And like his orbital bone or something.
Yeah, but who knows
Allegedly.
what the video, allegedly.
Right.
I mean, there's a lot that could go into it. But anyways, allegedly, there's a lot of things being said. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Rapsy, we heard on Friday from Michael Lombardi that the Leslie Frazier departure from Buffalo is a little more complicated than him just stepping away from the team. Is there any truth to that? Do you know exactly what happened? Because I believe Frazier is actually with the Giants at their camp doing a little consulting earlier last week or 2 weeks ago.
I mean, that would make sense given his relationship, with Joe Shane and Brian Daboll. I saw what Lombardi said. I have not been able to 100% confirm that. Like I think he mentioned that Sean McDermott took over with 13 seconds left. That one I had not heard. Whether or not there was a discussion of, would Leslie Frazier give up play calling? I think that was probably more in line of what I had heard. And what it does sound like when it came down to it, Sean McDermott is calling plays, wanted to call plays. That was the direction they wanted to go. I think it made sense for everyone, for Leslie Frazier to not be there. The timing also really sucked for him because everyone had a coordinator. So I'm sure he will be back. It's been frustrating to me because the defense has been really good. The Bills itself have been really good. Leslie Frazier has not gotten head coach interviews. And then obviously this happens and he has to step away for a year. Like that's certainly not going to help his, head coach trajectory. But anyway, to answer your question, I had heard some of that. I had not heard all of that, but it was certainly a complicated, complex situation where they reached a reasonable and amicable solution to separate.
Okay, interesting. I had not heard any of it.
No, and back in Buffalo? Like he'll be back in Buffalo or back coaching?
No.
Okay.
And then you're talking about his head coaching trajectory was on the rise, especially because you're a D coordinator of a great Buffalo Bills team. He steps away from you think it's going to cool off a little bit. But what if one of these teams fires their coaches like week 8, week 9?
Boom.
Then he has the first opportunity potentially for an interview because he is on the street, or he'll be consulting with somebody. That was the first time I'd heard, though, that there was potentially a little, because when he stepped down out of nowhere, just kind of moved on.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we hope everybody's okay at home. We hope everybody's safe and everybody's healthy. And then we just moved on. So that was the first time I heard that. Why don't you tell us next time?
Come on, Rap.
Huh?
Well, these situations are complicated.
Yeah, they are actually. Speaking of complicated situations.
Go
ahead.
And I'll say this. The Bills are a really good team. They're a really good organization. I think in some other, this is sort of a larger issue, but in some other places, you might have heard all these rumors. You didn't hear any with the Bills. That is a tight unit, and probably one of the reasons they're pretty good.
Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Rap Sheet, over the weekend, Jordan Love was getting cooked a little bit because he wished the Bears Happy Father's Day, implying that they are his father and not the other way around like Rodgers used to do, which wasn't great. But, I think he kind of just got, didn't really know what he was saying. But outside of that, everything that's come out so far from the Packers in terms of videos and just his progression seems like he's been playing very well and that they're very excited about him. What are you hearing about Jordan Love and what do you think about him going into this year?
Yeah, I would say tentative optimism. It's not, when Aaron Rodgers is the Packers quarterback or, the Jets quarterback, probably pretty good bet that that's a playoff team unless something goes crazily wrong. And you know how good they're going to be. One of the hardest things with the NFL with playing quarterback is until the lights come on for real, until you have to do it game after game after game, and all of the stuff that goes with it, you really have no idea. So, I've talked to plenty of Packers people about this. There is some optimism, but no one is kind of it's not like when Mahomes was going to be the Chiefs starting quarterback for the first time. They were we got something. They knew. This is not like that. This is more like we think we have something. He is talented. Obviously, Gutekunst drafted him for a reason. It took a minute to get to where they're confident enough in him, so they think he'll be good. But really, you don't truly know until you get out there and it's week 5 and he's still doing it.
Yeah, I mean, What if he just comes in and lights the world on fire?
That would be awesome.
Huh? How about it? I didn't like him getting got.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Neither did I.
How did that? I missed this.
So allegedly, it was like a Bears fan from France who was there for whatever reason. I don't know. I saw the picture of the guy wearing a Bears jersey, but he asked him to like make a video, and I assume there was some sort of communication error they didn't really understand. But still, he got. You can't be getting got like that.
He said the Bears are his dad.
He did.
Yeah, pretty much said Bears fans are his dad. And, that's one way you could take it. The other way could be like, hey, I'm your dad. Happy Father's Day to me.
To me.
You know what I mean? I guess you could take it that way. But the internet's not going to do that.
No.
The internet is obviously going to try this young buck.
Yep.
And although he's been around and we've seen him in videos look a lot better than he looked at the beginning of his entire run, Jordan Love has been dropped into one of the hardest positions in the history of the sport. Okay? We're talking about drama from day zero of joining the team. All hell has broken loose. He has managed to remain classy and friends with Aaron Rodgers through this whole process.
Oh, yeah.
Has only gone to work and gotten better. I hope this ends up working out because it would be a great story for the NFL to tell. Now, on the flip side, it's not easy to be great in the NFL.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of people that are not great in the NFL. There's a lot more people that are not great in the NFL than people that are great in the NFL. So if Jordan Love is not great in the NFL this first year, I fear that it's going to get live.
Very.
In Jordan Love, would we have ever said that he was given like a fair shot at this whole thing?
Nope.
But he was a first-round quarterback. Good luck out there. We're pulling for you.
Go get him, Jordan.
Go ahead, AJ. Your question for Rep?
Ian, what can we expect here? We know we're entering the ultimate dead period. I know you have. I don't know what your plans may look like, but will we see any moves happen? Because now everyone's pretty much officially out there on vacation.
I would say for the most part, if you see news, it's probably not great. This is
positive stuff.
Oh, this is when we get in trouble, right? This is when the guys get in trouble usually. It's a little freaky.
Now, it's been a lot better. When I first started doing this like 10 years ago, it seemed to be bad a lot, and it's gotten a lot better. So
shout out us. Shout out players.
Let's go.
Shout out players.
Hell yeah.
Now, the other thing that could happen is there were a lot of deals in like June. Well, I guess we're still in June, but in the early part of June or late May that were kind of being sort of talked about, right? Like I mentioned Quentin Williams before. There's a couple quarterback deals, Burrow and Herbert. There's Justin Jefferson, who may get a new deal. There's Chris Jones. I mean, there's a lot of deals out there, and these things tend to have like a weird mind of their own. So they happen when they happen. So like there is a chance we could randomly get a deal on like Andrew Luck's was July 4th, I think. So like there's so many pending extensions that I think that might be something that could kind of spice up our July, I would say.
Okay. Hey, let's spice up it. Let's spice up our life. Let's spice up our life. Good things. Positive things.
Yeah, right.
People getting paid. People saving the world.
Yeah.
There we go.
Maybe some philanthropic news.
Guys signing places.
People going on missions and building things and creating things. Let's report on those as well as they're happening this summer, as opposed to just guys having 2 guns and 2 extendos at an airport.
Exactly.
I love it.
Let's report some good stuff. We appreciate you. How was the golf round? Play good?
I played a lot better after your call. You must have inspired me. I was in trouble, and then I went par after our phone call. Little downhill from there, but I shot 89 overall. To me, totally fine.
Hell yeah, you broke 90, pal.
Rap.
I did say one thing, like, hey, let's just make solid contact, Rap.
That's it.
Let's just make solid contact. You make solid contact and you matriculate down the course.
You're going to be just fine.
Now you're golfing.
See ball, hit ball.
We appreciate the hell out of you. You're the man. Ladies and gentlemen, Ian Rapoport. That's what happened with the audio, I wonder.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dropped out of nowhere.
That was weird.
What a dude.
He came back and said everything's okay. Like, what happened? You guys have a little secret communication?
No, I don't know. I honestly have no idea.
It might have been the Bluetooth thing. Okay,
it had to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. He's always on top of it, except for during this time whenever he just chooses to golf every day.
Sure. Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's some news that's coming. It might be good, might not be. It'll happen if it doesn't happen. Andrew Luck's happened. It did.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean previous outcomes do not predict future ones.
Nope.
Okay, so we have no idea what's going on.
That makes sense.
Appreciate it, Rap. The NFL never sleeps, though. More news coming out of other sports, though, like the U.S. men's national team or the fucking CONCACAF championship.
Boom!
BTP. We're the champions again. Back to back. And now Reyna, a man who was not allowed on the field because something that happened with his family and the head coach's family and sexual intercourse at some point with somebody somewhere.
Yep. Possible.
He was not on. Last night he has 2 assists. How you doing? Let's beat the shit out of Canada. Let's win the CONCACAF. And now all eyes, I guess the Gold Cup is certainly something we'll win as well, but all eyes are on the Europes, okay? If you Europes, who I believe just had Spain won.
Nations League.
Yeah,
their ones, okay? Why don't you guys put up your trophies, okay? Put up your pink slips.
Let's go.
Us versus you. CONCACAF versus the Europes.
Yep.
Trophies on the line. Go ahead and take on this group of absolute dogs who have a different attitude than they had going into the World Cup.
They do.
This team's fighting for each other. This team's a little bit more bully ball. This team isn't looking like a bunch of bitches like they potentially looked in the World Cup. Now, we don't have a head coach just yet. They bring back that Berhalter. He was obviously brought in mid-CONCACAF run. BJ Callahan, the video director who was running the team, got the boys running.
Yeah.
This team's a different team, AJ. And I want to let everybody know, when the Soccer Lombardi's being hosted on this ground, on this part of Pangea,
right here,
and we win it, we will let you enjoy our game over there.
That's right.
We will expect you to thank us for taking your sport to higher highs than it's ever been before. And you have to thank us for allowing soccer to continue to be what it is in the rest of the world behind our Soccer Lombardi being hoisted around town from California to Carolina and all the towns in between. It's our sport now. It's our game now. And I'm excited for it, AJ.
Hell yeah.
So was this U.S. men's national game, was it on yesterday?
Yeah, last night.
What do you mean?
How was it? You start to finish? Like, what network was it on? How was it?
So I DVR'd it. It was on Paramount Plus, I do believe. You're able to go back and watch it afterwards.
This is the biggest tournament? Was this the biggest tournament of the year?
Yeah, it's CONCACAF.
In the world.
So this one's bigger than the Europes. This one's
Champions
bigger.
League.
There's a tournament called the Europes?
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but this is all a culmination. This is just like warm-ups for the World Cup, though, right?
Yeah, the Soccer Lombardi's the biggest.
That's right.
Yes.
Then there's CONCACAF.
Can we win it? Are we favorites to win this one?
CONCACAF
We are now.
Top 10 in the
We
world.
are now.
CONCACAF might be bigger than the World Cup at this point.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, if we keep winning it, obviously.
Yeah.
Then it means more. Gold Cup's right up there, too. People are saying
How many
that's kind of
teams?
number
Is there
3.
like 4 teams in the CONCACAF? How many play in that?
Like, hundreds, dude.
So many.
You don't even, obviously, people just think it's just us in Canada because obviously our 2 programs are better than everybody else that we're playing.
That's right.
There's a lot of other teams in there. We just don't get to see the highlights. What you do in the dark comes to the light. Okay, just because the lights aren't on whenever we're playing all these other 100 teams doesn't mean the work isn't being put in. There's a lot of great teams in the CONCACAF.
Yeah.
Great countries. This is Phil Mickelson type stuff. Tiger Woods.
Exactly.
Any of these other countries in the CONCACAF, any other time could be theirs. But instead, they got to live in our shadow.
It's our
You
world.
can't forget about historical powerhouses like Mexico, who we just took behind the woodshed and beat the absolute shit out of. They're there too.
And we fought them.
We did.
And we fought, AJ,
And
we
won.
fought
that.
them.
I was excited to see that. That was cool.
So United States-Mexico soccer games obviously always been big, always chippy, usually very chippy. A lot of dirty soccer, a lot of
Why is that,
cleats up.
honestly?
It's always been the thing.
Rivalry.
That's
Good
just,
rivalry.
that's just how it is. It always has been. That's why whenever Liga MX, I believe, and MLS, they were trying to work together because it's a natural rivalry. It's good soccer. Mexico has done well in the World Cup. We've obviously going to go on and win the Soccer Lombardi this year.
Right.
Yep.
It's always been good. But we beat the shit out of them and actually fought them. Couldn't even have 2 of our best players in champions because they were in an actual fight, in an actual scrap.
Yeah.
It's like now we're playing. Hey, now we're playing some American soccer. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now we need to impose our will on people. We don't need to try to be playing other people's soccer.
No.
We don't need Pulisic, who is one of the greatest players on earth, scored 2 against Mexico, one of the greatest finishers on earth right now, so dynamic. We don't need him flopping around like you.
No, we did
At all.
not.
Okay?
No.
Keep your feet, pal. You're faster than everybody.
That's how we
Was he
play.
flopping?
Dude, remember World Cup? We were all about it, and then we started watching
But
him play.
has that started to figure itself out, though? a little
Yes.
bit?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. The team has we have new edge.
Gritty.
Yeah.
A lot of
Because of
John.
Fucking BJ Callahan.
Yeah.
Take no crop.
From nobody.
Beautiful game with a little bit of brutality.
Yeah.
And we had to stop. MLS had to stop playing Liga MX. Remember, because
that was
Liga MX strung up that guy for missing a PK in the middle of the game.
All right.
What?
Hung him like a banner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who did? Who?
You don't remember when like
Rest in peace.
I remember
we do
Saddam
apologize.
Hussein's son's doing that.
like 17 people were decapitated?
Yeah,
it was crazy.
There was a brawl in the state. I don't know if what he said happened,
I'm
but
pretty sure.
I saw that. Oh, that you're talking about that.
Turf stomps were happening.
Yeah. A lot of stomps.
Yeah, that kind of ended that whole thing. We do not think that's every game, but that did happen in a game.
Yeah.
And it did change the trajectory, seemingly, of the MLS in them having.
Yes, it did.
Big time.
That video hit the internet fast.
It was crazy.
And whoa,
Shit, it's not good.
Too far. Fight Haven won't even post this.
Exactly.
Let's get to a break.
Speaking of, have you seen clips that go hard
No.
on Twitter?
Thank God.
It's like the new Fight Haven. It's not cool.
I stay out of the For You.
Yeah, I'm about to mute the For You as well.
It is a.
What is it, just nasty, like
just
curb
dead
stomps and stuff? I don't
No.
like seeing that.
What does Twitter think of me?
We're talking,
Even worse.
well, that's the thing. I think we all got the same.
Yeah.
I think we all got the same.
This clips that go hard, they show a video of a motorcycle crashing into the back of a truck, right? And then the next video is this guy who's been impaled by a pipe that was hanging out the back of this truck.
Can't have that.
See, I don't want that in my life.
I don't want it at all.
I don't like horror films.
Bingo.
Okay? I don't want the visual.
No.
I didn't even like watching people like bobble snaps because I don't want that in my brain.
Yes.
I'm too mentally weak.
Does it say these people are fine though and they're living a healthy life?
Nope.
I don't
Does
think
not say that.
That used to be the rule of the internet, by the way.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, it's kind of new to the internet. Not that I'm like old to the internet. Kind of. Been around a long time on the internet. But feels like, not as long as other people, not saying that. But I'm just saying, used to be like, hey, if person dies, we're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post that.
Can't show it.
So when you're watching things, you think to yourself like, okay, so at least this person didn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Now I feel like the modern internet does not have that morality clause.
Not at all.
It's like I'm watching it and I'm like, feels like this person.
Like Faces of Death back in the day.
That was scary.
They'll tell you if it's a lie, but they won't tell you if the guy.
How about those trains people used to get?
Oh, baby.
Yeah, man.
I can't say. I'm seeing it right now. Let's get it out. Get it out. Get it out. Everybody close their eyes.
I just saw it again.
See ya.
Out.
Mitt came up to me
Don't
last
think about-
week and he was like, "Oh, do you want to see a video of a guy getting eaten by a lion?" I said, "No, I don't." Why?
Mitt, don't have it on your phone.
Speaking
That might be a
of-
part of the problem.
The shark one.
I was
that
going to say,
we
Nick was
watched
also
last
the one,
week.
I believe, who showed us the shark.
Nope.
Yeah, Nick's a big.
That was not me. I haven't even seen the shark video.
Nick
Hands
is
up.
No, the shark one might maybe not. But Nick's a big.
I'm all for people getting hurt on like if they're like riding a BMX bike or doing something to themselves. I don't want to see people get eaten. Or
What are you
impaled.
laughing at, AJ? You're the same damn thing. I don't
No,
need-
I'd rather see someone die than like snap their arm in half like Tom.
You want to see?
What's wrong with you?
He's
I
disgusting.
don't like seeing dislocations and not terrible. I'd rather see him get shot than their arms, legs snap in half.
So we're sitting
Head
there.
snap in half.
We're sitting there having a good time. He's smoking a cigar as he would. I'm smoking a little dope, maybe.
What?
Drinking a whiskey.
What?
We're having a good time, sitting down. Life's good. And all of a sudden, AJ puts his phone 2 inches from my face.
I don't do that. I never do that. I may have handed it over to. What are you talking about? Not like a killing video. What was it?
No. You know what video it was.
Oh, it's showing you the greatest guitar player to ever live? Is that what I was doing?
There you
Yeah. Just shoved it in my face. And I go, I do not want to watch this. I don't. You got to see it.
I
It
do
gets
not want
better.
to watch this, but I'm sitting here for 3.5 minutes with AJ's phone just over in the corner. Telling me I'm a bad guy.
You were shoving. I didn't watch it for 3.5 minutes.
As you
But I
could.
did see 25 seconds of that thing, and I had seen enough. And now, every time that guy's name gets
Nobody
brought
died. Nobody died.
up, I assume they're both at this stage.
He just
But
got drenched.
Some people say that fart might have killed a couple.
let's get to it. Right. So you are that guy. Nick is that guy
That was
as well.
tough.
Yeah.
That was tough.
Well, hand up. I was the one parading. Hey, this guy just got eaten by a tiger shark. Check it out.
Yeah, you need to stop that.
Come on.
Boom.
Well, no, but remember I followed it
Nick
up.
feels very vindicated.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Plum,
followed it up with the second video though of them killing the tiger shark.
Yeah, it was a real coming of age tale.
Yeah.
Not all
Get the guy's
deaths.
body out of his
2 deaths
stomach.
don't equal no deaths.
No, they.
No, they.
It's like Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, they
You
had
got your eye.
limbs.
That
Yeah.
guy got chewed up into little tiny pieces. They weren't finding anything out of him.
See, we don't need that descriptive of a.
Well, we all saw the video. I mean, that tiger
Crazy.
shark.
Yeah, have you
boy,
seen a tiger shark?
See his whole goddamn mouth. and
Rest
that
in
guy
peace
just-
to that guy.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to everybody that's died on these videos that we've been forced to watch on this new internet.
Yes.
We don't like that we're seeing it.
There's no
Not
rules
at
out
all.
Don't.
We
Nobody
need,
does.
we need a little rules on the internet.
there. No rules out there.
We need people to live by a moral code. We need to know if the human died or not.
Yes.
Kids don't care.
These kids don't care.
They don't.
They don't.
The issue is I won't see a lot of your guys' tweets unless I
I've
go to
never
that
seen
tab.
any
And
of
I
your
never go to that fucking tab, so I never see your guys' tweets.
I see your tweets, Fox. You remember you're jumping on a trampoline?
Well, yeah, you don't count. I see your tweets. But like ties, Tony's,
boots
I
on?
never see.
Let's get to a break. Chris Paul joining the show.
Oh, here we go.
Holy shit. Had an opening. Chris Paul comes in.
All right.
Here we go. Got a new book coming out.
Nice.
Tomorrow. Called 61 Life Lessons from Papa. On and off the court. Chris Paul with Michael Wilbon.
Okay.
We settle our differences. I've not read this book. Did not know Chris Paul was coming on. But very pumped that he is coming on.
Yeah, sweet.
How'd you
It's a
get the
hard
book so
copy.
quick?
That is a hardcover.
Yeah.
Very hard.
You can hear it.
You hear that?
Yeah, and then when that one sells as a bestseller, it'll get reprinted as a soft cover and you make even more money.
I think the soft cover easier to travel with. This
Yeah.
one,
Yeah.
this one's going to hit into your guns when you got them in your carry-on.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Might set him off.
If he would have had a hardback book, it would have
heard it.
both of them. Which goes back to our point. We need to read more.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
It's important.
Well said.
Let's take a break. Chris Paul will be on the other side. Shout out to him. Shout out for the book, too. Sent over. I guess he's being pitched for later in the week. We have an opening. He has an opening. Come on in.
There we go.
The water is fine. Excited to learn about his book, his life, and also his feeling whenever he found out he was traded out of Phoenix and seemingly made $15 million more.
Yeah.
That's what Sham Sharani
Pretty
said.
sweet.
That's right.
Be a friend, tell a friend. Chris Paul's on the other side. Take 5. We're about to break some news. Ladies and gentlemen, a franchise has called to its fans to find a new logo for their team. Cleveland Browns said we need a new dog logo. We put an elf in the middle of the field, and people had a little bit of a backlash because we have the dog pound. We are dogs. Now we need a new logo. So they said, hey, any fans want to go ahead and draw one? Go ahead. They have 2 finalists, ladies and gentlemen. 1 fan created, 1 internally created. And it is now time for the Cleveland Browns fans to learn their fate of the next dog logo. Bringing in the box that will obviously tell us what is the winner is Brownie the Elf.
Wow.
Brownie.
When Brownie get here?
Does he talk?
Brownie,
No.
they're just staring each other down. I do not believe he speaks. Let's go home.
Stand up, Diggs. Come on.
Drum roll, please. So this is a dog by a dog for the dog.
Hell yeah.
Rated in wheat, Brownie.
Yeah, suck it.
Oh, let's go shake their hands.
Oh.
Let's go shake their hands.
Oh!
Truce.
Okay.
Hey, that was fun to see. Good AFC North.
Oh,
Brownie said last word. Brownie, in the elf community, how high are you in the hierarchy of elves? At the top.
Not more than Harry Potter.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What about the cookie elves? They're pretty.
Whoa.
What does a Brownie the elf eat, if you had to guess?
Poop.
What do you eat? I don't know. What do you do?
Brownies.
What is it?
Did Brownie wear the whole situation all the way here from Cleveland, you think, in the car?
What do you mean this is every day? This ain't
Yeah.
a situation.
Yeah, he wakes up.
He said
like,
this is a costume. AJ said this is a costume, potentially, and you're not an actual elf. That's what AJ said.
No, AJ.
No, not me.
AJ's up
AJ
there.
Hawk.
Right there.
That guy.
Yeah.
Right there.
Flip him off, Brownie.
Yeah, let him know.
Come on, tell him.
Brownie didn't eat. He eats bugs.
Yeah, he picked your bogies.
Yeah, elves love picking bugs.
Yeah, they big. Is that the second favorite thing he eats? I wonder.
Oh yeah, because
Bugs.
Brownie's number 1,
Yeah.
bugs number 2.
Bugs 2,
Dog poop around the stadium.
3. Yeah.
Dog pound.
Yeah. Yeah. For the dog.
He thought he was getting
Dog pound.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, here we go.
That's not a free throw,
Right in
though.
front of the free.
Bunnies here, Brownie.
Oh, but that's it. You lose.
No.
Stroke?
Oh, the runner.
All right, since you made it on the second one, we'll go 20 people, $500 because
Okay.
Brownie's an absolute baller.
That boy Brownie.
Hell yeah, Red Panda. It is time to go on up to the unicycle that has captivated people all over this planet Earth.
Oh, my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, Red Panda is in the Thunderdome.
My God.
Let's go. Hi, Red Panda. Thank you so much.
I'm hyperventilating, Pat. I think I'm going to have a fucking heart attack.
Mad Mel, could you tell me about the scouting report on Red Panda?
Absolutely explosive. You will never see someone with this kind of stability and balance in all your life. Been an absolute game changer for the last 30-plus years. brings her A game every single time she comes on the court or multi-purpose field. And look at her go.
Completion to Red Panda. He's in the trenches. He's got his eyes on the prize. The ball is going on the head of Red Panda. Two balls completed from AQ Shipley.
This is nuts. Are you serious? This is
AQ can hold more than
master
two
at work.
plates, 2 bowls.
No way.
I absolutely love this song. Oh my God!
There we go, Red Panda. 1 for 1. If Red Panda goes perfect on a day, we'll give away $50,000. To one person who retweets this video and says something nice to somebody. Red Panda, the legend, performing during the first round at the Thunderdome. She's 1 for 1 on bull tosses from her right foot to her head.
Come on.
Oh, my God.
No way.
Oh, my God.
2? No.
Red Panda stacking 2 bowls on top of each other and...
She did it!
Red Panda! She's batting and pitching a perfect game! There's no way this should be humanly possible.
Nope.
No.
But what is impossible? It's I'm possible.
Yes.
Whoa.
And whenever you're talking about Red Panda, you're talking about the biggest I'm in the history of I'm possible.
Yes.
What
Hell
she
yeah.
does every single night is not supposed to happen. There's no way you're supposed to be able to accomplish this feat.
No way.
No.
AJ Hawk, what you say? How many people can do this? None. Just Red Panda. 5 bowls.
Let's go. Let's go.
$50,000 to somebody.
Let's go.
Say something nice to somebody. Whoa. And uses the hashtag PMS Draft Spectacular. Red Panda, take a bow. Hell yeah.
Wow.
That was awesome.
Hey, it was.
Hey,
What?
let's go.
This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this beautiful Juneteenth 2023, Hour 3 of this sports program starts right now. Sports are happening. To my left, your right, is a man who's a college football national champion, a Super Bowl champion. He's a Ryder Cup winner and the current champion of the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
Father of 10, COVID survivor, AJ Hawk. The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Tone Diggs is here. And joining us live is a man whose book comes out tomorrow. Titled 61, Life Lessons from Papa on and off the court. Chris Paul with Michael Wilbon. I can't wait to hear the stories that are in here. It is about life off the court and how his grandfather inspired him to do so many things. His grandpa was the first black-owned gas station in the county in Carolina.
Wow.
Whenever he passed away, suddenly out of nowhere, after a heart attack after getting mugged and robbed, I do believe, over 1,000 people came to this man's funeral. He's beloved by everybody, basically, that has ever encountered him. Chris, the next night, goes and plays a high school basketball game, scores 61 in honor of his grandfather. Would go on to Wake Forest and obviously become one of the greatest leaders in the history of professional sport as a man that has vital ties to the National Basketball Players Association. The deal him and Bob Iger negotiated to play in the fucking bubble. We're talking about one of the most genius sports guys of all time. Book comes out tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris Paul.
Yeah!
How you doing, Paul?
Pat, what's happening?
Chris, thank you for coming on the program. This is fantastic. I just read up on it as much as possible, and obviously I haven't been able to get through it. We'll listen to it. I can't wait for the stories. I read the blurb. I read the back. I'm kind of getting the gist of this whole thing. Thank you for doing this. And obviously, rest in peace to your Papa Chili, I believe is his name.
Yeah, my grandfather.
Rest in peace to him. And, and how much have, so is this business-related stuff? Is this life lessons? What is the book? And how when I start diving in, what should I expect?
Man, it's a little bit of everything, Pat. But first, appreciate you having me on, man. It's so dope to see what all you got now. That's what's crazy. The whole set, man, I'm happy for you. Genuinely happy for you. But for me and my grandfather, this book is about, why I am the way I am, you know, and it teaches like how important these relationships are. You know what I mean? Like my grandfather was everything. That was my best friend. And I just talk about, you know, this time in my life when he was murdered when I was 17.
It's a crazy thing to think about that type of thing happening to you, especially on, I think it was the day after you signed your commitment letter to Wake Forest, I believe is what I read. So a lot happening to you. Do you think you maturing quickly and having to handle these types of things is the reason why you are the leader you are now? Because I believe everybody, whenever it comes to NBA conversations, whenever it's negotiation, they go like, well, Chris Paul is a massive piece of it. The NFL is hoping that somewhere in a locker room around the 32 cities in which there are teams, there is a Chris Paul that business-wise can kind of lead the NFL whenever they're negotiating with the NFLPA. Do you think you matured early because of this situation? Do you think you were built for it? And how much of that is real versus how much of it's fairy tale that you were kind of piecing together behind the scenes?
That was a whole lot right there, Pat, tell you the truth.
Might be a chapter.
I don't know which part to answer right there. But
all of them.
I tell you, my grandfather's like murder, I think it forced me to grow up early. It showed me that nothing's promised, tomorrow's not promised. And then my granddad did so much for my family, you know what I mean? Not just spiritually and emotionally, but financially. And it made me want to be that caretaker for my family. As far as the union stuff and working as far as the PA, I think that was just an interest. That was something I've always been curious. I asked a lot of questions. And, you know, I was on the executive committee for 7 years before I was president for 8 years. So it was just curiosity.
Well, you crush it. Everybody's looking for you in every other league. So keep going. Go ahead, AJ.
Chris, I'm wondering, like, with everything you do, first off, I don't know how you do it with how involved you are. And it seems like you're also like this, you know, doing all this business stuff. You're an entrepreneur and you're kind of the leader that people go to in the NBA. It feels like if they have a question, if it needs something done. What do you want to do post NBA life? Whenever you do plan on hanging them up, do you want to try to run the union? You want to try to run the league? What do you want to do? TV obviously is there as well.
Run the country?
Yeah, or no, not that. Definitely not that. Come over there and work with you, Pat. You got a spot for me.
Absolutely. We got enough space for you.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I will say, Foxy, how many free throws did you make in a row over there?
85.
85 straight's the record in here for free throws. The amount of what's that?
You said 85? Who made 85?
Yeah, white kid from Michigan. The kid's got
That's all
it.
I can do, Chris. That's all I got.
Lefty. It's beautiful, too. I mean, he just sits in there and locks in. How long does it take normally? It's a good bit.
Yeah, it takes like over 10 minutes, I'd say.
He's locked in, though.
Yeah.
I can never do that. But there's records for you to be had here. There's life for you to live here. What do you want to do? Or you're not even thinking about it? Because obviously, your basketball career right now is being talked about everywhere. You know, you just got traded yesterday. How much are we playing for 10 more years? Have you thought about the future at all?
Definitely not 10, but you think about it, Pat, like, you know what I'm saying? You were an athlete, you retired. And so for me, I've had a lot of guys that I've had an opportunity to talk to about that. And for a lot of the guys I've talked to, they say, when you start thinking about it, then you're already done. I'm still too in it. When I get done here, I'm headed over to the union office to work out. You know what I mean? I still just love what I do. And when that time comes, you know, I'll face it.
Finding gyms to work out in, that's a big part. Weren't you just in you were over there in L.A. somewhere, weren't you? I mean, you're in Washington now, aren't you? You're in Phoenix, Washington, New York. What? You're in L.A.
You talking about when I was working out?
Yeah.
At that gym?
Yeah, in L.A. Weren't you working?
You know what's so funny about that, Pat? And that's just show you how crazy the internet is. Everybody was trying to say I was working out at the Lakers practice facility. That was not. That was a guy who lives in LA. I'm not going to say his name, but those people who know, he has a house with the Lakers court in his gym that many people work out at all the time.
Okay. You say you wanted to work out there because you wanted to be a Laker? Is that why?
Because he lives close to me, and I've been working out there. I used to work out there even when I played for the Clippers.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell him, hey, we need to change the paint. We need to change the paint just like they do over in Staples. Now, crypto, that's out of business. What will it be going forward? Let's talk about the big news, though. And we talked to Shams Charania earlier. He told us that you go from like a $15 million deal to like a $30 million deal. So congrats to that on that. If that's the truth on what actually happened. Business. Hey, looking good business with the book coming out. What are your thoughts on it all?
You just signed a nice deal, too, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, all right.
Pretty good for everybody. for everybody. We all eat. We all eat.
Yeah. Uh-huh. All right.
We all eat. But what is your thoughts on this? I read that you were on Good Morning America. You said you found out about it while you were on the flight to Good Morning America. So you didn't see this coming. And what do you think the future looks like for you? What is your part in this whole thing?
Don't know. I was flying yesterday from New York. To New York from LA, and I got a text from my son. That's how I found out. And it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I was sitting there. I showed my wife or whatever because we was in the air, and it's all right. We got to figure out what's next.
Hell yeah! What is? What is? What?
Here we go.
What is? You know what I mean? That is, we all got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Hey, we're here to figure it out together. Let's figure this out together. Okay, we get $30 million now instead of $15 million.
Very sweet.
Well, Washington Wizards, cool town. He's part of MBPA. DC's right there.
That's right. Boom.
We got a lot of movers and shakers.
Yeah.
We can do a lot of good stuff there. We don't mind that.
Slow down. I'm not the PA president no more.
Yeah, but your fucking name.
You got the resume.
Well, we want to wish you luck for everything. Wherever you end up, we hope you're happy. Sounds like you're still very committed to basketball, though.
No question. My golf game needs some work, though, Pat. You remember that?
Yeah, I do. You beat me, though. I mean, you played better than I did. That's good.
Pat was in my golf tournament. What was that, 5 years ago?
Yeah, I think 4 or 5. Yeah, maybe.
Barefoot out there hitting bombs.
Hey, I almost fell on my ass too. And then, Del Curry made me putt out every foot putt. If you do recall, he was watching me booze all day, and then we would get up to the green. I'd be within a foot, and I'd be like, "All right, waiting, anybody?" And
He said, "I need to see that."
Bingo. I'm gonna need to see that. Yeah. The first one I make, hell yeah. Second one again, I'm gonna need to see that. Miss. And he just walks off. You've always been good to us, though.
Brett Favre was the craziest one, though.
Wow.
Brett Favre showed up in sneakers, no glove, and just driving the green.
Hits the ball far.
Yeah, listen, you can say whatever you want about Brett Favre. Okay, I'm gonna stay away from it.
That's right.
His golf game was incredible, though.
Oh yeah.
His golf game was incredible, Chris. Yeah, I was in. I don't know if you heard. You were busy in the middle of a basketball season, but damn, we were in the middle of it. Let's talk about some of the basketball, though, here, Chris. You've obviously been in the game a long time. The game has evolved. Has it changed as much as people say from the outside looking in? Do you experience that? And what are your thoughts on the current state of basketball in the NBA right now?
No question. It changed. I mean, when I first came into the league, the games was ending at 85 to 80. Now that's the end of the third quarter, but it's been so cool to be a part of it. You know what I mean? To play as long as I've been able to play. And it's fun. It's like, I mean that. Like, it's still fun.
Yeah, well, you're crushing. We got to see you, obviously, when you were playing the Suns out there in L.A. that night. And you out there, just the way people respond to you, just you, like your teammates, fans, and he's over there dapping up every human in the building.
Some big human.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's over there.
Talking. Oh, yeah.
How we doing?
Yeah.
Big movers and shakers.
Hey, Wendy dropped on this show last week that you and him kind of pieced together the bubble. Is that true?
That who did?
You and Bob.
Yeah. That's my man. That's my guy right there.
Man, Chris, absolutely crushing it.
Yep.
We appreciate the hell out of you. Good luck on the book, all right?
Appreciate it, Pat. Thank y'all, too.
Hey, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Paul.
Yeah!
We're not going to get anything there.
Nah.
Could you imagine he tells us where he'd like to go play basketball?
Huge news.
news.
Why would he do that?
No,
Why not?
No chance of him saying that. Had to ask. But could you fathom? He goes, yeah, I was actually Wizards.
Yeah, not a chance.
Can't do
Wasn't
that.
going to happen.
It would have been awesome, though.
Yeah, if he just, you know what? I feel like playing with LeBron now.
Are you gonna read this book?
Absolutely.
We need somebody to read it.
All those things that you said right before, too. I had no idea.
Yeah, him dropping 61 the day after his grandpa died for how old he was or whatever.
The story was told that he was at the free throw line. He made the first free throw to get to 61, and then he just threw the ball away and then told coach, get me out of the game. So he stayed at 61.
Beast.
And then he was, I guess, a couple points away from a record, obviously.
Yeah.
Could have easily got, but he said, nah, doing it for a grandpa. And then now he's telling the stories that he learned from him. I cannot wait to hear about him, and thank you to Chris for joining us. Let's go to the 5 Energy phone line here on this beautiful Juneteenth 2023. Hey, that was something, I talked about this at, I started the show with him. We've learned about Juneteenth over the last couple of years. We're not the only ones, AJ. You know that. I thought we were just bad people.
Yeah. What do you mean we're not the only ones?
Like, I think a lot of people had just learned about Juneteenth over the last couple of years. I felt like a terrible person.
How long has it been a federal holiday?
2021.
Boom. There it is. Thank you, Dirty.
Yeah.
Shout out, Dirty.
No problem.
Hey, happy Juneteenth, Dirty.
Happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth to everybody, actually.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Think about that. 2 years.
Well, it wasn't in like history books either.
No.
At least the ones that when I was in school, it wasn't.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah.
Emancipation, 1863. Okay, 160 years. 1865. Seemingly, if you look back on 100 and whatever many years, small time.
Sure.
Imagine those 2 years.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh. I have no idea. Excuse me?
I thought.
Excuse me?
Sorry for hell. For how long? How long?
I forgot to tell you.
All right, let's go to the phones. Let's go to Skylar in Phoenix on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Skylar?
How you doing? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah.
I celebrated my first Father's Day yesterday, so I wanted to make sure I wish all the dads there in the Thunderdome a happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
You and your first Father's Day, Pat.
Thank you, Skylar. That's very kind of Skylar. Happy Father's Day to you,
I know
Skylar.
we had the same birthday.
Yeah, let's go to Logan in Columbus, Ohio on the 500 phone line. Happy birthday, man.
Oh, it's not your birthday?
Logan.
Hey, how you doing?
Keep
it
moving.
moving.
Hell yeah. All right. Good.
AJ, OH.
IO, big guy. Logan.
Oh, boy. He just big guyed you, Logan. How you feel?
Oh,
Yeah,
Term of endearment.
Legend, the mayor of Ohio, so he can do as he pleases.
President, not a mayor. He's not worried about potholes.
He's about to kick you out of Ohio.
No. I think you like Logan, don't you, AJ? If you seem like it.
Oh, yeah. I'm anxiously awaiting what his question might be.
Logan, can we get one more OH for the team here?
Yeah.
Yeah, OH.
OH.
IO, Logan.
And?
Pat, I just wanted to get your thoughts on the anonymous Big 12 coach calling West Virginia similar to a MAC school this year.
Oh! Who said that? Who said that?
Saban?
I don't know. The Sports Illustrated article, it saes anonymous Big 12 coach. I just wanted to get your thoughts on it. I mean, I know what the boys think of that, bowl-cutted head coach.
Logan! Get the fuck off the phone, Logan. Sports Illustrated's reporting this, Logan?
That's not good.
Yeah, you have to
So
go
they're like
look
a
it up.
MAC
I mean,
school?
anonymous Big 12 coach, similarities to MAC. Called him soft, too, I think.
What? The Toledo Mountaineers is what they're saying, I heard.
I mean,
Toledo's a rocket man.
Yeah.
Big Ben's from the MAC.
He's a good player.
Absolutely.
There's not a lot of them, though. They play on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I mean, how many? Nope, don't do it.
Do it.
Do we? Too soon.
Okay.
Oh.
Too soon.
I thought it was something completely different.
Yeah, I was going to say how many MAC coaches have Miller lattes fucking just falling out of there.
Bob Huggins has resigned as the West Virginia basketball coach. He was found very boozed up driving a vehicle in downtown Pittsburgh after seeing the Taylor Swift concert. Blew .251.
Pretty.
Had Miller Lights rolling out of his car, allegedly.
Pretty drunk.
Had a flat tire and thought he was in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, nobody should be operating something that can kill people in that state of mind. Not his first time. Bob Huggins, after what happened on radio a couple months ago, has resigned and said that he needs to do a better job healing and being a human, pretty much. So now we have no basketball coach, and an anonymous Big 12 football coach is calling us a MAC school. The fuck's going on in Morgantown, West Virginia, AJ? This is right where we want to be. Everybody thinks we're down and out. We're not. We're not.
Yep.
We're back, AJ. That makes me even more pumped up about what we're about to do to the Big 12. Oh, Big 12, we're like a MAC school, huh? You just brought in UConn. You want to bring in UConn. That's lower than a MAC school.
Yeah.
MAC won't even have them.
No, they won't.
Well, they're a basketball school, and that's what
Come to the Big
12
Ten.
is going for.
Bring him to the Big Ten.
West Virginia? Here's the quote here.
Oh, no.
This might be the worst roster in the league.
That's a tough line to start with.
They have some talent, but they're not physical at all. They're really small, especially compared to the old I kind of.
Now you like them. Now you like them.
The defense is legitimately bad. They look like a MAC team compared to the rest of the league. And Neil Brown didn't fire his coaches. He's a really loyal guy, but it's also a sign he knows it's a personnel issue. They lost JT Daniels and Graham Harrell.
Genius.
I think you can say that experiment didn't work out like they thought it would. I'd say Powell. Thanks.
Yeah.
That's a tough quote.
This guy's making some salient points.
Yeah, he does make a lot
Those
of sense.
old
He's helping Neil Brown, though. Isn't he helping Neil Brown saying their roster's not good? So it's like, hey, it's not
it's
on the
his
coach.
roster.
Yeah, his guys.
The thing in
He's
college,
been there for
5 years, 6 years. This
Maybe good coach, not as good a recruiter. Maybe it's two different things in college.
Well, Coach JB very early said he was not going to be a good recruiter, but
knew.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing about it is when you go like this, when your thing's trust the climb, we're going to have to rebuild here, Jesus. You know, when you get hired.
Right.
Trust climb, and you do start to kind of make some strides. Okay, hey, we're good, we're going to do good. And then all of a sudden that climb becomes a plateau / descent while you're the coach of the entire time, recruiting the entire thing. It's your people. You just got to hope, I guess, that there's a climb coming on the other side. It's very steep, very quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we can't do another fucking rolling hill.
No, not climbing anymore.
Can't do another rolling hill.
We need a Honnold climb.
Talk to the AD. If I'm the head coach Neil Brown, I'm like, okay, our roster may not be great. Let's get a little break and schedule with some cupcakes possibly. Nope. If you want, I know we've had that schedule. We've gone through it. Their schedule is brutal for football.
We're set up to be 4-0.
Well,
that is how anybody would want to be. We go into Happy Valley week 1. How you doing? Keep it moving. We go to Duquesne, of course.
Yep.
The Duke.
Well,
then
good luck.
Pitt, primetime. Thank you. Redemption for their old friend Pat. West Virginia wins that one. Now we're 3-0, staring down game day every weekend. That's all Neil Brown has to do. Or on the flip side, you got a Happy Valley. You get exposed up there because they can't run the ball.
Right.
Okay. James Franklin doesn't make all the right decisions all the time. We've all seen it.
No.
A lot of things that we go,
yep,
this guy.
Jimmy.
What's this guy? But what they do is the potential to maybe still Big Ten football team.
Yeah. That's right.
And with what this guy's saying about the team being very small, there's a chance that even if they're not clicking on all cylinders offensively, they could maybe bully West Virginia. Is what this guy's saying.
Rattling them.
He also said their defense is legitimately bad.
And then you go to Duquesne. You lose to Duquesne.
Exactly.
If they lose to Duquesne, he'll get fired.
They're not going to lose to Garrett Green ain't going to lose.
They should not and probably won't. But when you're sitting,
What, AJ? Hold up, AJ. Hold up.
We don't know. We do not know what's going to happen. They haven't even started camp yet, so we cannot say one way or the other whether Duquesne. I heard reports are Duquesne's looking legit in their offseason workout.
they always
They're
do.
big.
And that's a classic
physical team.
I don't care who you got sandwiched between Penn State and Pitt. If you're West Virginia, that is a classic letdown spot.
Not against the Dukes. We
Trap
understand
game.
when we're.
Trap game.
Is that an away game in front of 1,400?
No. First off, that'd be about 6,000.
Okay, sorry about
I believe
it.
it's
Well, and also the jail right there. Everybody
that
in the
West
jail's
Virginia,
trying to peek
okay.
their head up there.
Well, it's also pretty crazy that Neil
Listen, have a little
Brown's
respect
entire-
for fucking Arthur J. Rooney Stadium.
I did a lot of soccer on that, in that place. I got a lot of respect for that place. Anyways, it's right above a jail. What were you going to say?
It is.
Neil Brown's entire career is coming down to a game against the Duquesne Dukes, and that's kind of reflective of what Neil Brown
We
is.
beat the Duquesne Dukes by 30 to 40 points.
They need to.
Yeah, and that might be the only one you get till September 2024.
Garrett Green ain't going to let this happen. Garrett Green's about to run wild, brother.
Well, it sounds like even if they score 50, the defense is giving up 65 a pop.
That tends to happen.
So to your point, though, about the AD, we got a brand new AD, Ren Baker. This guy's the guy.
So he's not doing he didn't make this schedule because these happen years in advance.
Yeah, Ren is trying to probably cook the books as we speak right now, trying to make things go right. It's not as easy. Dion said they got a schedule right now against TC Open Week. We'll see. And then Dion saw, yeah, that's set. College isn't necessarily like the easiest thing to kind of maneuver around. Ren Baker will do all the maneuvering that we need to maneuver.
Yeah, it just hit me about West Virginia, too. They're not going to get that top 3 prospect in basketball.
Oh, yeah. All those guys who were
They had a
going to
couple,
transfer
I thought,
in.
right?
Yeah, they had multiple.
See ya.
They're out.
See ya.
In light of all that stuff, there were some pretty cool clips of Bob Huggins. Like, I believe it was the Missoula team when a player got hurt on West Virginia.
Deshaun Butler, yes.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. Everybody's saying bring Missoula back.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a couple people say.
Yeah, he's way too big for West Virginia, though.
What are you talking about?
What?
West Virginia, look, we can just say it. They're not a sports school, okay? West Virginia is now an academic titan in the state of West Virginia. They are not a sports school.
I've always said they're the Harvard of West Virginia.
Exactly.
Yes, that is no different.
Harvard's pretty good at sports, actually. The thing about West Virginia is...
So the thing about Harvard, their football team, we beat them by 50.
Exactly. Sure. West Virginia, there it is.
Their rifle team, guess what?
Yeah.
We beat them by 50 as well.
Call the AD right now and get West Virginia in the Ivy League today.
That's not a bad play. Hey.
That is what you do.
Ren Baker, not a bad play. I think we lose out on a lot of money because nobody watches those games, so the TV deals aren't going to be that great.
Sure.
Nobody's going to see the games. They're already tough to see, but I don't like what people are saying about stuff.
The MAC is awesome, Pat. Come on. You'd love to be in the MAC.
I had an offer to be in the MAC, and I turned that down.
Prime time games.
right? Yeah,
What's
West
up?
Virginia gets some of those primetime games. If
Every Tuesday night. Are you kidding me?
So we were Mr. Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Before the NFL was on Thursday.
You guys were a bigger team.
We were.
Bigger, more physical.
Yeah, actually, he
tougher, better, talented. Yeah, kind of. The guy kind of put me in a pickle there.
He did
because
it's everything that I've kind of said.
Good point. And he put you guys over while saying everything you said.
Yeah, but Coach Blaine Stewart, he's going to get it figured out.
Yeah, make him the head coach.
College football soon. How soon is NFL football?
NFL football is actually exactly 80 days away.
Let's go.
Wow.
College is before then, right?
Yeah, I think college is probably like 72.
Well, you got week 0, which is like 2 weeks before. Week 1's a week before.
Here we go.
In the 60s for college.
We can do this. We can do this.
Yeah, we're so close.
We're watching golf.
Yeah, not to mention the road to Tahoe. You know, that's kind of a good little.
Tahoe's happening. We're chipping balls. We're shooting balls.
Very close to that.
We're answering calls.
What?
Huh? You got anything?
Keep going. No, I want to.
You want to get into some brawls out there?
Oh,
Crawford, he's fighting against Earl.
Pooping in stalls.
What?
Draining his
That
balls.
Oh, okay. I was talking about our program. We're not doing that.
I was still rhyming with getting in brawls, pooping in stalls.
68 days till college football, Zito just told me.
Boom.
Jeez.
Let's go. Let's go. We're almost there.
Huge.
That's not that.
That's like next week.
Yeah. See?
Well, I mean, technically it's like 10 of them, but
Yeah.
Does it start earlier next year? Once they expand the playoffs, aren't they starting a week earlier?
Dude said August to January 20th.
Maybe just everyone.
That's what McGee said.
Yeah, and well, he would know.
Were you on for McGee? You weren't. You missed McGee.
Yeah, no, I sent him a couple of clips.
He sent me a clip of he was what? He likes his home life. He likes his family too, or
Yeah,
something.
he's got to see his wife. He loves us, but he's got to see his wife.
What do you think about he was doing there in his head when he started giggling there?
Oh, I don't know. Probably just thinking about us, all hanging out around the fire and him, hitting the hay.
That's probably what it was.
Yep.
Yep. Let's go to the phones. 68's are going to be long days. It's a lot of days.
It's not that many. We're so close to 9 weeks.
The days are long, but the time is fast.
Amen.
Well said.
Yeah.
It's a classic kid line you have on a plaque.
Mug.
It's like what they say about college.
It is, though, man. 9 weeks, that's half the NFL season.
Jeez Louise. We already know
It is
which
long,
teams
but
are
it's not,
going.
though.
Yeah.
We already know
Long,
which.
but it's not.
What's that, AJ?
Sorry to cut you off. It is long, but it's not. Be here before you know it, man. Things go way too fast.
Thank you, Hawker.
Cheeky.
Fucking soft hand.
I'm playing pretty good little golf right now. AJ, you doing this in Youngstown?
What's that?
That's how you
Get in.
I mean,
Check
great
that.
hands, man. Looks good.
This is how AJ plays fetch with Axel.
Is that a lacrosse ball?
No.
I think it's
Knee hockey.
Oh.
Axel makes
Specific
you like
knee hockey balls. that are
macaroni
different?
painting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're a little softer. A little softer, just in case they hit the wall, won't scuff it up for you. It's got the phones, but they're harder than just a foam ball.
Exactly.
It's a foam ball that is hardened. It's almost like a foam ball got hit with hairspray.
Yeah.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Ethan in Arkansas. What's going on, pal?
Oh, nothing much, boys. How we doing?
Keep it moving. What part of Arkansas are you in?
Northwest Arkansas. Woo pig.
Suey.
Hell yeah.
Where's that at? That's what state is up there, Northwest Arkansas?
I like the Fayetteville area.
Yeah, but what states are up there?
I mean, we got like states around Arkansas.
Yeah. In the Northwest fashion,
I mean,
more
we got-
specifically.
What?
Like Oklahoma, we got Missouri, Texas, Louisiana, just a bunch of shit.
No, dogs.
Yeah, we got some dogs, but
Missouri.
Arkansas is just.
Wow, that's right in the middle. Arkansas is like right in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
Did you know that? Obviously you did.
yeah, very pretty too, man. It's great countryside.
Yeah, where'd we go? We were down in Darnell. We were in Darnell, Arkansas,
Yeah,
down
we
there
were.
in the south.
That was a good time.
It was a good time with John Daly. Arkansas is obviously
It's a dry county, but it was a good time.
a lot of Miller Lights.
What?
And then we had a Jake Owens concert.
Yep.
That guy fucking killed it. And then I tried to play his guitar and he kicked me off his bus. 3 a.m. What's going on, Ethan?
He's a golfer. Is he at the?
I was just breaking the strings. I was really doing it. I was ripping it. I don't know. He should be.
He was there last year.
Yeah.
Super handsome. Very talented. He might have had 30 beers and then did a concert and sounded amazing.
Yep.
Stud.
It was
That's talent.
You showed him how to play guitar.
It was fantastic to watch. I was very impressed. I mean, we're
I
talking.
love when you hear that real throwback country artist. That's what country music used to be.
Bro, he was barefoot in that fucking thing too. Hammered, like, I don't think he was drunk when he was singing somehow. I don't know if he got an IV or waters or whatever. Sure. But he was drinking with us all day.
We're talking hammered drunk.
Yeah, he was drinking with us all day, long day, drinking all day through his golf tournament. And then he takes like an hour and a half nap. I guess he like washed off. And then next time we see him, he's up there ripping it, singing his ass off, not forgetting a single song. And he went for like 2.5 hours or something like that. It was unbelievable. Never been more impressed with somebody.
And you played him Batman.
I did. I was trying to teach him stuff on the guitar. And he had to go to bed at some point.
He was top 10 at Tahoe.
Yeah, he's unbelievable.
That's really
He's a
cool.
guy.
Is it really?
They need to put a guitar in his goddamn hand.
Or sorry, 12.
No matter what level of sobriety he's at, put a guitar in his hand. He is good.
He was up there on the long drive for a little bit too, till AJ knocked him off.
He's a real talent, this guy.
This guy's a player.
This guy's a real talent. Anyways, he's not from Arkansas. He's from Florida, actually. Ethan in Arkansas. What do you want to talk about, pal?
Man, I got 2 quick questions for you guys. First, I want to say shout out to all the dads. Happy late Father's Day.
Thank you.
And, Pac-Man, quite a fucking dog, dude. And congratulations on being the sellouts you guys are. Congrats on that whole deal getting done.
Thank you.
But I just wanted to ask about with the deal getting done, are we still have access to this show on Spotify? Because I'm busy. I'm working all the time. I didn't know. Is it still going to be kind of a podcast thing, or am I going to have to go to YouTube to catch up with you guys?
Great question, Ethan. I believe that all remains the same.
Yep.
I believe.
Yep.
Boom.
Saw a lot of people asking that. I didn't
think that there was even a consideration that it would change.
Me neither. I don't think so.
I didn't
Why
think-
would they not want it to be on Spotify?
Yeah.
I didn't think people will listen on Spotify.
Dude, we got some real people that listen.
Oh yeah, a lot of people still listen.
Anywhere you find podcasts.
That's cool.
People still listen to them.
Yeah, I just forget about that.
Ty writes a full fucking
Oh,
blog.
yeah. Believe me,
every day.
sometimes I'll look over because his word per minute is incredibly high.
Thank you, Ty.
You're welcome.
Thank you to Ethan in Arkansas listening on Spotify. Anybody listening to the podcast right now, we appreciate you. We don't think we should think of you though.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get better at that.
Yeah.
Right, AJ? We're gonna get better at that. That's goal. Of
course. Yeah, we will.
Hell yeah. Let's have a podcast minute. This is just for the podcast
Okay.
fans.
Dump it.
No, yeah.
Yeah, dump it from the video.
From live.
Yeah.
Yep.
Podcasters, we love you guys.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and like.
That's right. We need reviews too, please.
5 stars, please.
Please.
We appreciate the hell out of you. All right, let's get back to the live show.
All right.
So we just got done showing our love for the people that listen to the podcast, in which there is a lot of them, and we're very thankful for them.
Yep.
And we should think about them more, but we're just live runs. You know what I mean? We're just live runs. I couldn't even imagine comparing us to other podcasts that are well thought out, well edited. Not that you don't do a good job. You get what I'm saying, every single segment. And we're just fucking... We got to be shit as a podcast, but we appreciate everybody that's listening.
Well, I mean, now I'm just spitballing here. I heard if you're on Spotify, you could just have guests on and have like interns ask the questions and then record yourself asking that question and then edit it in.
Yeah, but they're not going to pay you for that, are they?
No, yeah, like $20 million they'll pay you for.
What?
Yeah.
Yep.
That seems like the right job.
Yeah, you only have to do 12 episodes, too.
12 episodes.
What? Who's doing that?
That's all.
The Royals, Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
Nah, they're ex-royals, right?
Yeah, not my fucking Royals.
So Meghan Markle. Oh yeah, I did read this.
Yeah.
I don't think they even put an episode out.
12 of them.
Yeah.
They actually did?
I believe so.
Allegedly.
But apparently other people were asking the questions and then she would just record herself asking it and then they would just edit it in as if she was asking it.
Oh, there it is. Slim dunk,
nice
baby.
shot.
Woo! That was at the Bruins ball, too. Nice.
See, the podcasters don't get to see that.
Yeah, but this is for video only because we also just did Spotify only. 2 for 1.
Get in.
Oh.
Come on, AJ. For five merches.
5 merches. It's going in.
And 500 from AJ.
Is that the unduffable?
It is the unduffable. I haven't duffed yet.
There was a lot of that yesterday.
Long putts.
Yeah, so close.
Dustin Johnson was like 3-4 putts away.
Yeah.
Like real close. It was
Thought
great.
Scotty was going to do it. Didn't you think Scotty was going to make a run?
Oh, yeah.
So Justin Thomas and Ricky Fowler were boozed up watching Sunday.
Homa.
Max
Sorry,
Homa, right.
Justin Thomas and Max Homa were boozed up watching Sunday's action. And Justin Thomas puts out a tweet that he and Max Homa are talking or whatever. Max thinks it's going to be 10 under that's going to win. I think it's going to be 9 under. Scotty has a chance to get into the mix. And then as you're watching it kind of unfold, you're like, these fucking guys are spot on.
Yeah.
These guys, because at one point it was 11, maybe a chance at 12. Somebody just missed a birdie putt. And they're like, it's going to be 10 or it's going to be 9. Just kind of reading the room and understanding it. It's like, I wish that maybe, Justin and other guys who seemingly know would do more of that.
Yes.
If you're not in for the weekend, and I know you don't get much time off, we would love to follow along with your thoughts, because as soon as Justin tweets that and Max tweets that, I'm viewing it completely differently. I'm like, okay, so these golfers are expecting to have a bogey or a blown hole, as opposed to just being like, I got to be perfect throughout this whole thing. It seemed like from the top tier golfers that were in the tournament, they're like, okay, a bogey's coming here, a bogey's coming there for somebody. It's like a completely different mindset as you view and watch the entire thing. I was very appreciative of that yesterday.
Yeah, I even thought of when I know Justin Thomas missed the cut, I'm like, it would suck and he wouldn't enjoy it. But what if they got him on the coverage for the last 2 days? What if he jumps on the mic and he's walking in the fairways with Nota Begay or whatever, following the leaders? It would be awesome to see that. Really.
Well, and Smiley Kaufman was on there. I think he did a great job. I heard him pop in a little bit. The caddy, me too. The caddy for Wyndham said, like, be an athlete here.
Yeah.
And I think Smiley was the one saying that. And it felt like the way Smiley was saying, it's like, hey, that's a conversation that happens in golf a lot. Like, just got to be an athlete. Well, how many yards do I got to put it here? Hey, be an athlete here. Yeah. Feel it out, do it. It was nice to hear like those little things that you don't normally hear. And I think ex-players who play well, Smiley being one of them, have kind of a little bit different information, a little different knowledge about how they actually view the game, as opposed to us just bouncing hole to hole, watching shots the entire time. I enjoyed it. It added a little depth to the coverage for me, just those couple tweets. And they were threatening going live.
Yeah.
It's like, well, go on,
Would've
Ned.
been awesome.
Go on, Ned.
Please.
Yeah, PGA responded too. The PGA Tour account was like, hey, we'll give you the password to our account. You can go live on
Well, go on, Ned.
Go on then, son.
Well, go on then. You know what I mean, AJ? We're looking for it. I was looking for it.
I think honestly, don't you think we will see that in the future more?
I hope
It'll happen
so.
more and more because they want to get their score up too. Don't they still do that? You get paid at the end of the year if you have a high Q score or whatever?
Yeah, but would that count? I don't know if that would count towards it, but
it'll help get interaction and stuff. It's all like on impressions, interaction.
Yeah, people tweeting about it.
Okay, sick. Then good. Make money off the whole thing as well. But with how accurate they ended up being, it's like, would like to hear more of these types of predictions, please, because I could potentially profit off gambling.
That'd be pretty cool.
Sure.
Myself and Max Homer on our second glass of rosé and debate and go on Instagram Live to share our thoughts on the golf. Yes, please. And then all of a sudden, I think 9 under wins. Max thinks 10 under. I think Scotty has a serious chance to stage a comeback and get in the mix. It's like happened.
Yeah.
All of these things happened because there was a chance there we thought Rory sitting at 9 under was going to push a playoff.
Yes.
And I think their playoffs are big, right?
Would be 3?
I think U.S. Open does like
it used to be 18.
It did, yeah.
I think they changed it because that's when Tiger played the next day on like a broken leg against Rory Sabatini. Was it Sabatini?
And then won.
I believe it was Sabatini.
They would have had to go next day, right? If it was a playoff, it was getting so dark.
It was dark.
Rocco mediate.
Also, it was Rocco.
30 minutes earlier.
Also, shout out Scotty Scheffler. I believe it's like 16 straight events where it's top 12, but there's only like one top 12. They're basically all top 5, fucking top 8.
This weekend's golf tournament, all top 8 are playing in there.
Yep.
Got some real horses swinging for a purse of 20 mil.
Huge.
Remember that 20 mil has always been around, even before Live.
Yep.
Just wasn't being used.
Think about that.
Think about that. Better for the golf
What's
fans.
Jay Monahan? Is Jay Monahan okay? Stepped away.
We don't know. We hope.
Hopefully. Sounds like
medical situation or medical emergency? What'd they say?
Some conspiracies were
Situation.
really flowing this weekend.
Okay.
Well, of course the internet's going to have thoughts.
And it was awesome.
What'd they say?
Just Antarctica, your typical stuff.
That one's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see they found the backyard footage of the alien?
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool.
Where?
Super cool.
Yeah. The hidden camera found it.
It's hiding behind something.
I said it
like
Sunday
the
morning,
CGI.
Saturday morning. I said, I wish I could believe this. I lived in a world that I could believe this.
Oh, yeah, I did see that.
I believe it.
I did see that.
Yeah.
I believe it.
That thing, if that's what it looks like, long arms on that something.
Long arm.
Exposed ribs, though. I think you crack a couple ribs.
I saw a breakdown.
So, just real quick. We believe sketch artists whenever they draw up some fat that did something terrible and killed somebody.
True.
We won't believe this kid describing an.
What do you mean you can see it?
That's all that thing is. That's a tree right there. That's a
Does it have a
50-foot
tail?
tree.
Is it pooping? Is there a tail?
Yeah, I think it's got a little half one like Chuck Corgi.
Yeah, I saw Corgi this weekend. It was not the same sound.
Pretty crazy.
Who took this video? Or this was like a Nest Cam or something?
Yeah.
All right.
Someone
Let's go to
was
the
hiding-
fence.
hiding in the
I believe
bush.
this is a sketch artist.
Yeah.
There was a breakdown of the Vegas video, and someone said that they could see the aliens' hands.
Oh, really?
Next to the fence that they were walking through.
Really?
Yeah, it's a nice little breakdown, but I did think it was a little bit of a fugazi.
A lot of alien stuff, huh? Oh, this weekend some guy came
Where's
out.
the crash? Where's the
They
all the
picked
stuff?
it up.
They moved it.
They picked.
These two guys. Okay, these little aliens are hiding behind a chainsaw, but somehow they found a way to pick up a whole spacecraft and take it out of there.
Yeah, they lost their backpack that they're able to put the entire thing in.
Yeah, they camouflage, idiot.
They're naked. Obviously, they crash. They go through the windshield. The windshield takes all their clothes off. They lose their backpack that they're able to put their shuttle in.
Yeah.
What do you think this is, dude? There was a whistleblower that came out and said something, and then somebody else came out and said, yeah, what I've heard is very similar to that, and that person allegedly in a position to hear it. So we got one. The government allegedly got one.
Oh, more than one. I would expect, because some of the things that I've seen is that this goes way back. This isn't like a new thing.
A craft or a bean? Do we
Both.
craft or do we have human,
Both.
actual people?
Now, who knows what's real and what isn't real, obviously, in this whole world of everything.
That's tough.
I mean, actually everything.
Yeah.
But that world seems like there's been a lot of smoke coming out of it real quick. What's going on over here? What's going on over here? AJ, what is it?
What's going on? What is it?
Exactly.
Maybe we don't need to always be hunting for what this is. Let's just enjoy that this is coming.
That's right.
And let's learn as much as we can about this. Because if this is, what sports are they playing?
True.
You know?
That'd be nice.
What if we really like one of their sports? What if they have like a pickleball equivalent that we love?
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. What if they have some fitness routine to make them look like that? Like, oh, actually, our arms used to look like yours, and then we started doing this, and look at the arms.
Watch this. You want to be 10 feet tall?
Boom.
Kind of.
You want to be able to jump over that fence? Yeah.
That'd be cool.
We got this stuff. Go ahead and do a little of this, do a little of that. What if that's what the aliens potentially are offering right now?
That'd be sweet.
What if things are very, very good?
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, what if they're not? Now, that one I just seen there was crouching down, scared to get punched in the mouth.
It was.
Don't need to punch him in the mouth, though. Right, AJ? Let's talk to these things.
I mean, you can try. Let's see how it goes.
AJ, I'll do the talking, okay? Jeez.
I would love to see. I would love to come across one of these beans. Just to just to chat, just to figure it out. Like that'd be fun. Then I'm gonna get my camera out, my phone. I'm gonna start fumbling around. I'm gonna drop my phone 3 or 4 times, then say, "Here we go. Look, here's footage of this alien I saw in my backyard."
AJ, stop pointing out how every Bigfoot video and alien video and UFO video looks the exact blurry same. Okay, that's all going to change. They're saying that's all going to change.
With these new iPhone cameras.
What are you going to say to them, AJ, when you talk to one of these beings, as you call it? Is that what they're labeled? Beings?
So let's see what they're doing. So ask them what's your intentions. How you doing? Where are you from? How'd you get here?
Welcome to Ohio. I am the president. Welcome to my town.
What's your body fat percentage?
Yeah. Are you going to try them? Are you going to try to spear him like that guy up
that
in Lake Tahoe?
With those long arms, they can't bench press 225 more than 6 or 7 times.
If that.
You can break that down easy.
We have breaking news. John Morant has responded to the allegations that his team and he believe that the NBA and the media are out to get him. He retweeted a that's cap, that's crop tweet from Mo Wells. And Mo knows.
Yes, he does.
So John Morant saying that's a bunch of bullshit. Maybe back in the day I felt this way, but it's current state of mind. I do not. That's good news, Ja. You're feeling like that.
Here we go, Ja.
Here we go, Ja.
And Sham said it earlier. He didn't think that there was any legs to that either.
So why is this news getting broken? Because people just need something to talk about, or because that was the news back in the day, and the people that maybe were around back in the day who have now been kicked to the side so that there can be real growth are trying to still remain relevant in the fact that they were in Ja's orbit?
Yeah, that sounds like the most likely.
That makes sense.
Well, we need to stop with that, okay? Ja's trying to live and grow. Good luck out there, Ja.
Go get him, Ja.
We're pulling for you. Hey, don't fuck up again, though, Ja. It's going to be tough for us to keep sticking up for you.
Just stay home and play ball.
Stay home, play ball, beat your bop, do your thing.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's go to the fence.
Pretty simple.
Until you're retired, then do Paul Pierce.
Do whatever you want. Yeah, you can be Paul. Exactly.
You can be Paul Pierce.
And he's renting girlfriends.
You could be Jake Plummer, who's growing mushrooms, I think.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You can
anything you want.
You could be you could be a full-time gambler, maybe live in Vegas in a sports book.
Yeah. Could run a shooting range.
He just unretweeted that. We have breaking news. No.
No.
Oh, no.
Fuck.
Did he realize
He unretweeted Mo Knows. Okay.
Not good.
You remember he's not allowed to be on social media?
So maybe it's maybe.
Oh, yeah, he did the goodbye thing.
But maybe also this was retweets or not endorsements
True.
situation where since we took it the way we took it, he's like, no,
it's not cap.
You know what I mean? Maybe he's saying it is bullshit the way they're treating me. Maybe he's saying it is cap the way I'm being viewed. We don't know. We'll keep our eyes on his Twitter account that's supposed to be inactive.
Well, maybe T. Morant, he had to tell him, like, hey, I actually was down at the local watering hole, and I might have said, feels like they're attacking my son.
I was having a couple beers. What? Sue me.
Yeah, what?
Don't actually. How about Chris Paul bringing up Brett Favre?
Yeah. He knew.
I don't think he did. No, but halfway through.
no chance.
How about Foxy trying to catch me in there? I'm walking off camera. Foxy's like, don't worry, we got more. We'll keep you right in the middle of this thing. I'm like, get me out of here. Me and Brett gonna run into each other one day, you think? Hey, Jay, you're friends with him. You know him.
I'm sure you will. Right?
I'll go, Brett, how you doing? Thank you for costing me those lawyer fees.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get to learn a lot about a lot. So thank you.
Oh, shit, Pat. Don't worry about it.
You should see my lawyer fees.
Yeah.
Dude, that gotta be so much.
Yep.
So much.
Not cheap. That is never cheap.
I'm kind of seeing that now, you know, how much it costs. Per word almost.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You can really start breaking the number down.
A lot of billable hours.
You can really start breaking it all down. And they deserve it. Shout out Sarah. Okay, no, Gates. Shout out. Great work. I was like, yeah, we can make somebody else pay for this, right? That's how it works. I go, hate to break the ice, normally not. I mean, yeah, people say that all the time, but it is not normally ever happen or whatever.
They get paid if they lose.
Well, they certainly did the work, didn't they?
No,
that's like whenever I
don't.
got franchise tag.
Really?
I was told that I was supposed to pay an agent. It's like, you didn't, right?
You didn't do your job.
Yeah.
That's why the franchise tag happened, because you.
I'm not doing
Because we
that.
couldn't. So, that's going to be a no for me, dog.
Here's $20.
Couldn't find a meter.
No.
Let's go to the phones. Let's go to Tanner in Chicago. Chicago's in a bad spot, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Has been for a little.
Jeez Louise. Hope Tanner's okay. Tanner, what's going on, pal?
Hey, Pat. What's going on, boys? I'm feeling really good. Father's Day just came up, and your message at the beginning really inspired me because I did lose my father in 2018, so I really appreciate that.
No problem. Rest in peace, sir.
I really wanted to talk about the connection between Justin Fields and DJ Moore. I know on Friday we talked a little bit about Chase Claypool, but I really want to dive in more to DJ Moore and Justin Fields. And is it really going to change the Chicago landscape? And is it going to give us
what do you think, Tanner? Tanner, what do you think?
You know, it's hard to say because I've been seeing records going, oh, we might make wild card, but honestly, I can see him. I can see him making wild card. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tanner. Tanner loves DJ Moore. Remember what's being said about Chase Claypool can all be changed in literally a day.
Yep.
Okay, that can all be flipped completely around, especially if they're winning. The only conversation though that has to happen anytime you talk about the Bears is the fact that we forget this because Carolina Panthers made a play. They had the #1 pick in the draft this past year.
Yep.
Worst team in the NFL. Earned it. Okay, same quarterback. Same head coach, maybe another year where they bring in another weapon and they go on and do their thing in an NFC North that lost its big, bad wolf. So maybe the Chicago Bears sneak into that wild card. That'd be fun, huh, Zeta, baby?
That would be awesome.
What are you, realistic thoughts on Chicago Bears?
Dude, everything I'm learning from seeing from the Bears tweets and stuff. Obviously, I'm from the Bears, but DJ Moore and Justin Fields is going to be an unstoppable weepon.
Oh, really?
Okay.
What are they high-fiving, dapping each other up? They got a handshake?
You have no idea. These routes they're running.
So crisp.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go to Dalton in Nashville on the 5 Energy phone line. Dalton, what's going on? Is this an alien here?
All this shit, like 99%.
Oh, he's on the phone.
Oh, he is.
He's on the phone with someone else.
Hold on. Let's hear it.
The 1% that don't are psychopaths.
See if he,
So it's like
see if he threatens somebody.
And that's what helps me a lot is just realizing that everyone projects insecurity. Just go to everybody.
He's going through some
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, hope everything works out, Dalton.
T's and P's, Dalton.
Dalton, hope everything works out.
Sorry, Dalton. Stay safe out there.
He's got 2 phones in his car or something. What is
I don't
Might be
know.
on a
He has a car phone. You don't
Yeah,
have a car phone?
FaceTime.
still?
I hope he's okay, though, honestly.
Yeah.
well.
Hey, Dalton, we hope you're all right, man.
luck,
Everybody
pal.
is projecting their insecurities.
Yeah.
You're right. Fuck them all, Dalton.
Stay strong,
We're on your
Dalton.
side, Dalton.
Go
You
get
got
him,
this,
Dalton.
I'm part of the 99%.
Jeez Louise.
Man.
Yeah, I was about to get heavy.
I'm genuinely worried
What if he would
about
have said
Dalton.
something? What if he would have said something to his wife or whoever? He's like, hey, you made sure you buried that body 10 to 12 feet deep, right? Like, what if something like that happened? Like,
That would've been awesome.
I didn't think about that. Obviously, I'm happy that was your angle. In my head, he was about to say something.
Yeah, I thought the opposite.
Very, very.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was going to say something. Yeah. That's a thing, I guess. That could happen.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yes,
We were
it
a
could.
fly on the wall in that room of Dalton's.
Oh, my
I
God.
know it was the right
It wasn't
thing to
just
do.
us.
I know it was the right thing to do.
Yeah, there's no way I could sit through that guy anymore. He's talking to his therapist.
Yeah.
I was ready to sit through that entire conversation
we did.
until he said bye to that lady.
Imagine we did 20 minutes of that.
Yeah.
I
was ready.
no.
It was for Spotify, for the podcast listeners.
Let's go to Brad in Indiana on the 500 phone line. What's going on, Brad? Hope everything's okay.
Bad boys, how's it going?
Better than Dalton.
Yep. Certainly.
Yeah, Dalton's having it rough, huh?
Dalton, he's going to figure it out, though.
Yep.
Stay
Real
strong,
quick,
Dalton.
I'm a Bears fan here. I just want to say, AJ Hawk, thanks for your dash, brother. Thanks for your dash.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Dash.
Amen.
You don't even know what that is, AJ.
Dash?
Yeah.
Your dash.
Year you're born.
No clue.
Year you die.
Come on, dude.
Oh, okay.
Thanks for your dash.
Your dash.
Wow, AJ doesn't watch the show. Jeez.
Oh! He's probably on vacation, huh? Is that what Brad said? Wow.
Yeah. Anyways,
You're welcome,
so
bud.
I think news article the other day. I think AJ's got some competition for champion of Ohio next year.
Why? What happened?
A lady in Ohio bought a 10-foot werewolf, keeping it up all year round, decorating it for each holiday. I think that's championship worthy.
Okay, so real quick, Brad. A lady in Ohio bought a 10-foot werewolf and is doing what with it now?
Dressing it up for each holiday in her front yard. She's keeping it up year round.
Would you be annoyed
sounds
if
like
this...
I mean, how much you trim your fucking hedges?
Oh.
I mean, there's a lot to be annoyed with here.
That lady's a dog. What are you talking about? She doesn't have to trim hedges.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, maybe we worry about getting that lawn cut before we worry about dressing up the werewolf.
Not only the lawn, look at the bushes. There's fucking vines growing out of that
House
thing.
is an eyesore.
Okay, I appreciate you spending money on the 10-foot fucking werewolf, but also, let's clean the shrubbery a little bit, lady.
No, this is Ohio to a T.
I'd be fine with this in my neighborhood as long as she fucking trims those fucking hedges and cuts her grass.
Yeah, there's a lot of weeds there, too. One weed whacker would really do so much. 15 minutes probably with a weed whacker probably changes this entire thing.
For sure.
You could take some scissors and do that in 7 minutes.
She doesn't have scissors.
You talk about these big ones here, AJ?
She definitely does.
This is Ohio. What the hell's going on?
They don't got HOAs in Ohio?
I don't think that. So
Not there, bro.
there was no HOAs.
Maybe not there.
I didn't even know what the fucking HOA was until I came out to Indiana.
I don't right now as we speak about
You
it.
got to pay one to the building, probably. The building you live in?
Yeah.
You pay for the pool and everything, I assume?
Homeowners Association.
Yeah, like amenities.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing. They keep the building up. You can't do this. Bah, 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 bah. If you were to change anything in there, you'd probably have to ask for permission inside the apartment.
Like change what? Like
The paint color or anything
Or
like
like
that.
mount a TV or something like that.
Anything, you probably have to. That's like kind of what an HOA is in a much smaller scale for apartments. HOA is like one of the biggest rackets I've ever learned of.
Yeah, this is ridiculous from so far of what I've heard.
It's a complete racket.
Yeah.
Complete racket. You want to put in a bush, you got to ask for permission.
Mm-hmm.
What? Too many sticks. Remember, Tim got in shit with his HOA.
Yeah.
My dad, boy, him learning about an HOA 50 plus with the way he is, that was certainly something. That was the thing. He had too many sticks in his front yard, they said.
All right.
He has trees and sticks fall off of trees. He did not have them properly collected in a quick enough time. So they wrote him a letter, like 2 of them at his front door from the HOA. They were threatening to kick him out of the fucking neighborhood.
Yeah, it makes sense why people never move into homes because this sounds terrible.
A lot of people move
Imagine
in.
wanting to be on. Imagine wanting to run the HOA.
I don't think so.
The people that are running the HOA, real different group of we want power.
Is that like the neighborhood watch?
Neighborhood watch good, I think. Right?
So you can't put like a house. So you couldn't put a big dong in your front yard in a nice neighborhood.
Couldn't put a 10-foot werewolf, too.
Bingo.
Dirty's point.
Yeah.
Could not get away with a 10-foot werewolf.
It's communism, straight up.
Yeah, let her live.
Agreed. Agreed.
She doesn't have an HOA. I'm gonna guess that.
Imagine.
Shot in the dark.
I would assume as well. Imagine.
Wait, why?
Imagine the werewolf.
Most neighborhoods don't.
4th of July, Pittsburgh, Ohio, I assume. Imagine werewolf 4th of July, fireworks coming out of that thing's orifices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? off the top of the head, obviously, probably out of the crotch region.
Mm-hmm. Could probably put some in his hands.
The lot looks much nicer there than it did in the previous
You
picture.
can tell it's not, though.
She trimmed it up, I think, before this photo.
Bro, she loves Halloween. Huh? This lady?
Oh, yeah.
Does that say "Get off my lawn"? That sign right next to his foot.
Yeah, it's his house. Got to pay dues. Let's go to James in Columbus, Ohio. I don't know how that was the call, but I appreciate that it was.
Yeah.
That tweet was a call into this show.
Probably because I think the tweet below it was, "I'm coming for AJ Hawk's title next year."
Oh, yeah. For
that lady said that?
Yeah, we just didn't see it below that one.
She knows AJ Hawk. Like, if we were to go to that lady's house,
Oh, yeah.
and we said, AJ Hawk said, you maybe need to trim the bushes a little bit, she'd be like, did AJ say that? And then boom.
Yes. Should we say president?
0 chance.
Have you ever run
part of
into
Ohio?
anybody from Ohio that doesn't know you? Answer.
Yes, every
Not
day.
true.
All the
No,
time.
not
Not
true.
true.
They might not recognize your face whenever they see you, but as soon as they hear AJ Hawk, they go, oh my God, that's fucking Ohio's president.
I mean, you heard Wendy. First thing he said when he came on here.
He's covered LeBron
Yes.
Yeah.
for like 15, 20 years. And he goes, shut up. Let me take this moment to say something.
A little starstruck.
AJ Hawk, holy fuck.
Yeah.
You used to have your poster up in my house.
Sounds like Wendy. Sounds like Wendy.
That's what he said verbatim.
Speaking of Wendy, did he cover the LeBron James thing? How do you feel about how LeBron, Ohio guy, how LeBron handled the Michael Malone situation with his post? Obviously, enjoy your light, I'm the fucking sun is an incredible line. I wish a heel wrestler would have thought of this beforehand, but instead it's LeBron. We need an album. It's the off season. Let's go ahead and get that accomplished. Seems like he did take it personally, though, which I guess self-motivated guys would have to do. Malone was just joking, though, AJ. He's just joking. Will you tell LeBron that?
Yeah, okay, I'm sure. I have so much communication with him, but I didn't. When he said, "Please make player being cool again," because the lame machine is at an all-time high. What exactly does that mean?
I thought he was talking about us, maybe, because we were doing the interview with him. Was he talking about us being lame?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
That's why I said hell yeah to the thing.
I wasn't sure if that was a combination of also what the GM said during the parade. Like, he could have been responding to multiple things because the GM said, and granted, when he said this about Mike Malone did not respond whatsoever. Michael Malone. He seemed a little pissed, but the GM said, like, Michael Malone made the Lakers his children, or he's the daddy of the Lakers.
Happy Father's Day to him?
Basically, yeah. The GM did.
Speaking of, like...
What was that?
What happened?
Diggs. What?
That's his post from yesterday on Instagram.
No, it came out 1 minute ago.
Yeah, but this is from his Instagram yesterday. The only reason why I know that is
I
because
saw it yesterday.
This is the same caption from yesterday. You can scroll up. I'll take carrot. You know, that was in his first one yesterday. And then in a later one, he said, I'll take care of it. So look for Twitter to have another post about Father's Day in a few hours with an I'll take care of it, as opposed to an I'll take carrot, because obviously this is from his Instagram yesterday. He knows that Father's Day was yesterday.
This is a situation.
This is The Rock,
Yeah,
dude.
He tweets, the tweet doesn't go through. The next day he checks Twitter, sees tweet never went through.
I
has
just
to
thought
resend.
that was, we needed to know.
Ton wrote on a dry erase board, The Rock doesn't know what Father's Day is. That's what he did. That's what I just looked over and saw. It's one of the most obscure things of all time. Let's talk about the weekend that was Father's Day weekend. Oh, wow, Bill Carlson's having himself quite a parade.
Hell yeah.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights held their parade 45 days after they won the Stanley Cup. So the boys had been on quite a bender whenever it was leading up to the parade. Whenever Mark Stone was joining this program one day after winning the Stanley Cup, and he found out and told us when the parade was, which was not for another 4 or 5 days, he was genuinely concerned about how the boys were going to make it. They did. Their fans did as well. The pictures and videos coming out of the Las Vegas Golden Knights parade on Saturday have been remarkable. None, though, have garnered the attention as much as wild Bill Carlson cutting a promo about how he feels about them winning Lordo Stanley Cup.
Okay. You guys can hear me? Yeah, you hear me? So, this guy, this effing guy. Yeah, I know. So,
MC guy.
He was here day one. Yeah. And I know you
Talking about himself, right?
have been
Got sweet
here
hair.
day fucking one.
I thought he was talking about Marsha's song.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah, he might have been.
Oh, yeah, right.
You guys are so amazing.
Hell yeah.
We played Arizona in the first game.
What happened?
And we beat the shit out of them.
Okay. Hell yeah.
What did you say?
What?
And I had no points. No points.
The boys.
No points.
But that's okay. Because at year one, I was pretty fucking great.
Maybe not night one, but.
But you guys were greater.
Oh, okay, of course.
And
Nice.
we've been up and down
Try to play his mic.
on this journey to the cup.
Who's that?
Pass it to Marshy.
Yeah. Is that
Marshy, you
PR
got
lady or
something to
what?
say?
Has to be.
No. Listen to me.
Oh, yeah.
We've been waiting for 6 long years for this guy to be MVP.
Good promo. Dragged out.
Jonathan Arkansas.
Great intro. Hey, great intro. Woo! Put himself over a little bit. Got his mic cut, was dragged off, still got the introduction done.
That's right.
Way to go, Wild Bill.
Wild
Bill.
Don't love he's getting dragged out of there. How many times you win Stanley Cup and have a microphone in front of thousands of people?
Exactly.
Let this drunk guy say whatever the fuck he wants. Sorry, I was pretty fucking great.
Year one.
Huh? Them thinking, what's he going to say next?
Yeah.
Who knows? Let it go. He got the words in, though, didn't he?
He did. He did.
Proper introduction. Absolutely killed it. Congrats to all the boys over there in Vegas having the time of their life.
Yeah.
Ty, as a fan since day one, did you have a couple whiskeys with the boys from afar?
I absolutely did, and Wild Bill's right, because he was kind of the star of the show early on. He played out of his mind that first year, and yeah, I mean, I'm just glad he didn't like whip his dong out or something. I'm sure that's what they were a little worried about he was going to do, because he was just feeling it up there.
He was funny.
As he should have been.
Just vibing with Lorda.
Exactly. Exactly.
AJ, you give a speech after you guys won that Super Bowl, right? What did you say to the people?
I did not, but he has great stage presence. He really does. We didn't have a parade like that, unfortunately.
What?
Yeah.
What?
It was in Green Bay. It's like, negative 30 degrees. We like walked a lap around the stadium. This is before like the parades were gigantic like they are now. I feel like we did get screwed. It would have been awesome to have one.
Before the parades
don't
got...
think What's the that's- purpose?
Yeah.
What's the purpose?
That's definitely not true.
No.
So,
You're saying we had a parade and I didn't know about it?
No.
well, what we're thinking is that potentially Green Bay kind of stole a parade from you.
Yeah,
guys.
parades were big
I
before
was at
2010.
2 Super Bowl parades before you won that Super Bowl.
Me too.
And riots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were burning stuff, climbing stuff.
Yeah.
No parades.
Yeah, you guys could have done it anywhere.
No parade. How was it? Was it packed out though? I assume a lot of Green Bay
Yeah,
Packers.
stadium was packed. It was right when we got back from Dallas.
Green Bay Packers opt for Super Bowl non-parade celebration in Lambeau Field.
Boo! Yikes!
I didn't know this.
Yeah, it was Monday. See that? Or
no wonder why.
Tuesday.
It was the
right when we
next-
got back.
People say Aaron only won one. It's like, you think the football gods are fucking pumped about what happened over
There's a
there?
curse up there.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
You guys win the biggest one and you say, net parade.
Yeah, that is a curse.
You spitting.
That isn't no parade curse.
Holy shit!
Didn't even think of it till now.
Only for an hour, nonetheless. Not even a couple hours. or a
Are scheduled to host a
cold.
victory celebration on Tuesday between 5 to 6 p.m.
Jesus.
$5 a piece for tickets. Want to
I
say
didn't know
money?
they charged.
Oh, and they charge.
Yeah,
They
you
charge
can't-
money.
you can't- you
What?
can't be
Dude, this is.
charged.
Oh my God!
We didn't know this entire time. Holy shit. AJ, I'm so sorry you didn't.
Through Ticketmaster only. They
AJ,
sell out.
AJ climbs the mountaintop with the Green Bay Packers. Curly Lambeau's team wins the Super Bowl. Here we go.
Parking was free.
$5.
We're good. We're good. Parking was free.
If you bought a ticket.
Yeah, correct.
Came with ticket. Parking pass came with $5 ticket.
Exactly.
Oh, all proceeds also go to Packers Foundation charities.
Okay.
Allegedly.
All right,
Still
good.
not a
Okay,
parade.
We raised $5 a person.
Yeah, but still no parade curse.
Bro, I understand it's very cold out there, but we got to have a parade. Got to have a celebration. It's worthy, is it not? Is Lambeau not worthy of a parade?
Yeah. What would Lombardi do? Vince, that is.
It is tough. I mean, I wonder, like, if they win again, I would imagine they'll have a parade. But, man, it's going to be cold for everybody involved.
So what they need to do is they need to do it up there at the, what's that casino?
So the Oneida.
They need to shut down the Oneida and have them walk through the casino.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Take a couple hot laps around the casino.
Yep.
And then at the end, in the parking lot, maybe there's an amphitheater. And everybody goes outside.
Promise
and you do it.
Promise you it wasn't 80 degrees in New England every time they were doing those parades.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Actually, one year
That's
they had to really, finagle the entire route because there's a ton of snow. But, I mean, a bunch of Packers fans fly in, right? Like, why wouldn't they just do it in, like, Florida and just go to Miami and then just do a boat parade?
You got to do it in the city.
Well, but you don't know. You don't have any say.
No, like I said,
you're an owner of that team.
Like I said,
there's a curse.
Totally understandable. Okay, totally understandable because the parking ticket is free. You get a parking pass, like that's typically, what, $50-$60?
Yeah, in that guy's backyard.
Exactly.
Like you do it in Milwaukee too.
Here it is, though. Huh? Look at this.
Look at that. Big Mike looks like he's having a good time.
Joel Klatt's interviewing him.
Big Mike.
Joel Klatt is not Joel Klatt. Yeah.
Joel Klatt in 30 years.
Who is that? Who's that? It's not Joel Klatt, obviously. Who is that, AJ?
He's the radio guy. I'm just blanking on his name right now.
Oh,
Yikes.
oh.
Big Mike looks fit.
From 5 to 6 p.m.
Who's next to Big Mike?
Larry McCarron is that's Ted Thompson, the GM at the time. R.I.P. Great guy. And then Larry McCarron, he's the one has those foam fingers that are made all crooked because he has the nastiest fingers alive.
The guy with the red scarf?
Yeah, he played. He's a tough guy. Larry's the man.
He looks like a mean cuss.
He does, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He does.
Flies planes. He's a pilot. He flies. His fingers are all over the place. Yeah, he's tough as nails.
Sounds like you're a hero here. Where's he from? Ohio?
I'm not sure exactly where he's from. He does all the stuff for Green Bay. He had a show in Green Bay that like on Tuesday nights we'd go do from the stadium, like in a ballroom up there, and it was always fun. Larry's awesome.
Looks like it was a pretty good turnout here. Though.
Yeah.
We were judging a little bit, no parade, but it looks like it was a pretty good turnout.
I was
1 hour
this morning
of
anyway.
That's it, though.
chaos. What'd you say, AJ?
I had just come out of an MRI, super hungover, laying face down with my arm above my head for an hour. Almost died in there. I feel like just sweating my life away, and then I had surgery like 10 hours after that on my wrist.
So you can't. So you got boozed up at that thing or no?
No, we were coming off. We had just gotten home. I think we just landed and went and did it. Or maybe it was Tuesday. No, we didn't. It wasn't anything like that, unfortunately.
That is so
That's
dumb.
a curse.
Yeah.
The no fun parade. The Green Bay curse.
Jesus.
Nita Payton's place is on it.
Yeah. Mark Murphy, actually, speaking of that, Mark Murphy has some Jeff Daniels from Dumb and Dumber in him in that photo.
That guy's running a team, though. Please.
No,
He's
I
an
know,
owner
but
in
he
the
just
NFL.
looks like
He's got rosy cheeks. It's
Jeff
cold.
Daniels from Dumb and Dumber.
What do you want?
Hold on.
He's super pumped. Look how he just won a Super Bowl. Look how close he is to Lordo.
Completely agree. He just looks like it.
Wombo.
Drain it.
2 for 2.
Drano.
Wow.
2 for 2, no rims.
Jeez Louise, huh?
Jeez Louise.
We're really seeing the hoop well right
Wow.
now.
After you hit the ball 3:30 this morning, too, man.
Come on. Hit Stairmaster this morning as well.
What?
Trying to get properly jogged for this golf tournament, trying to live good, trying to make the right decisions so the ball bounces my way. So I've always been, but even more so now that I have a child. Hope everybody had an incredible Father's Day. Can't thank you enough for joining us on this glorious Juneteenth 2023. Look into it. We all just learned about it.
Yep.
You're not a bad person. Not a bad person.
Nope.
Learn about it, though, because it's a cool thing. Pretty big piece of news.
Yeah.
Very.
Pretty massive piece of news.
I'd say.
2 years.
Important day in history.
2 years afterwards. Well, there's no internet, no phone. What are you? Sorry about it.
Carrier pigeon.
Last couple people that tried to get down here and tell us that news, they got lost somehow.
Yeah.
Lost.
Yeah, they fell into a river and couldn't swim.
Who was it? It was General Granger?
Yeah.
Gordon
Gordon
Granger.
Gordon Granger.
He's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
Joy, New York.
Yeah, there it is, New York.
By way of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Maybe. Yeah, we don't know. Just want to make sure people know that.
Passed through
There's a
Pittsburgh
chance, yeah.
on his way.
Yeah, there's a chance that on
Everyone had to.
Think about how long that drive is.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. They were on horse?
No. 3 Rivers.
He may have walked.
Gordon Granger?
That's
Might have
probably what
had
took
to.
him 2 years to get
Has
down
anybody told him? No.
there. He passed away pretty young.
Gordon?
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody did back then.
Yeah, 51.
That's pretty big. Isn't that a long time back then?
Well, I assume he probably had just like pieces of metal impaled in them from the war, too, that they could never get out. They just had to sit with for the rest of their lives.
So those people did not live long back in the day, right?
I don't think so.
It was like a quick, we're in and out of here.
Yeah, life expectancy.
Right? Another thing?
Yeah, like basic things would kill him, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Strep throat killed George Washington, right?
Really?
Clap?
I thought he had chlamydia.
Yeah, the clap, sure. I knew it was
A lot of
something
people got that, right?
curable.
Have you thought about being on that boat coming over here?
Oh.
Jeez Louise. The Nina, the Pinta,
The Santa Maria.
Here's life expectancy 1875, which is 10 years after Juneteenth happened in Galveston, Texas. 43.7 years. 51. This guy lived fucking forever.
Yeah, might as well have been 100.
If anything, they're like, Jesus, Gordon Granger might never die.
This guy's still here.
Yeah, what the hell?
This guy walked to Texas, turned around, walked back, still alive.
Is that what the stores are named after? Because those are sweet stores.
Gordon's?
Grangers.
Grangers aren't nice stores.
What are Grangers?
Hermione Granger.
I'm not shooting another ball. Let's get out of here.
Like farm supplies?
Office supplies probably dead. That store.
No, farm supplies.
Well, I mean, no one's going to Granger for farm supplies.
I assume people are.
Quite a few people.
I thought they
If
go
it's
to
a farm supply store, I assume those are some of the only stores that are still popping off
Tractor
very well.
Supply.
Oh, like Ace
Tractor
Hardware.
Supply is a great store.
Tractor Supply, yeah. Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
There's a Granger.
It's spelled differently.
Or, okay.
It is.
Different supplies.
God, you go get a fucking safety hat from.
You kidding me?
You know what I mean, AJ? That's a day.
Nothing wears like a Granger.
What's you today? I went down at Granger, got a hard hat.
Yep.
Thank you.
Plumbing and pumps.
Got some chains for the tires too, because the snow's coming in like a real fucking asshole.
I'm starting to think Tone's never been inside of a Granger.
Ton, you don't even know what Granger is, dude.
Starting to think I confused Granger for a Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
Similar
me too.
colors.
But also seemingly similar.
It's an Ace Hardware.
All right, let's get out of here. Tomorrow's a big show. Big shout out to Chris Paul making time. Ian Rapoport, Sham Sharania. And tomorrow we got packed out.
Oh,
Huge show tomorrow.
Huge guest tomorrow. AJ, you want to give it a guess?
Oh, Barack Obama?
Don't sleep on Barry O.
He would not be on a program.
Oh,
damn.
Maybe.
But maybe.
I don't think so.
Maybe I'll stop by.
You never know.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here. Enjoy your Monday. We'll see you tomorrow. Sports tonight. What are we doing?
No, I don't think we have
Soccer.
anything to
Big
watch.
soccer tournament's on, I think. right?
No, that ended yesterday.
What are we doing? What are we...
Well, there is
Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw.
Maybe run back Top Gun.
Logan Paul's back.
Logan Paul's back on Monday.
There's some
Night Raw.
baseball.
That's great news. Logan Paul's back Monday Night Raw.
Yes, sir.
Couple new movies.
Okay, Monday Night Raw tonight.
Some new movies out.
Baseball. Top Gun, final 40
Maverick.
minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Mission
Huh?
Impossible, perhaps, with the new one coming out next week.
Oh, yeah.
I watched 5 of them this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
How was it?
Sick.
I've never seen any of them. I should watch one.
Uh-huh. Man,
You could probably start at Ghost Protocol.
yeah, I don't think you're going to like 1 or 2.
So this is number what, 4?
Ghost Protocol is number 4, I believe, yeah.
And what number are we on now?
6? 7?
Let's see, we got Ghost Protocol, we got Rogue Nation. We got, I believe the next one that's coming out is 6, part
right?
1. So
part 6-1
yeah,
Space?
coming out soon.
is the one that comes out in like a month here.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should watch 4.
Start with 4. That's
Yeah.
kind of when like the franchise was reborn, if you will.
And what is it? This guy's super agent Bond?
He's the American James Bond, pretty much.
IMF, Impossible Missions.
Mission Impossible movies in chronological order. Obviously, you got Impossible, Impossible 2, Impossible 3, and then Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, and Fallout. Okay, so we're going 7, part 1. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
there it
it's
is.
high.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Well,
Tom Cruise is going to hear this.
that's okay. He knows.
Tom Cruise is going to hear this.
He knows.
AJ, did you hear what Ty just did?
Tom is not going to like this.
Nah, he knows.
No, he just heard you just completely say, all your work for that one movie, crop.
Well, he would even say number 2 is kind of.
Let's get him on the show. Can we
Who's
reach
the
out
only-
to Tom?
Sure, yeah, text him.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, maybe Tom Cruise tomorrow.
Boom.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. We'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.